Okay, it is live. Oh crap! I have to wait for it to things so I can mute it. All right. You just want to go straight into it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I can do the intro. Welcome everybody. We're live streaming it, but this is like the format of like a normal video that we were doing. Welcome to another episode of The Sideline. My name is Rishi Oza.
My name's Asher Hire. We've not done that in a long time.
It's been a bit. It's been a while since we've done an actual episode. Even then, this isn't really like a normal one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we are going to be doing our NBA awards and our playoff predictions. We're going to go through all the awards that are going to be in the NBA award show that I'm assuming they're doing this year. And our all NBA teams as well. First, second, and third. We're going to talk about all defensive, talk about all rookie, and then we're going to go through our playoff predictions. First round, second round, conference finals, and then our championship picks. Yeah, this is going to be a long one.
Yeah, and we're going to start out with a little baseball first.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, we can get right into it, I guess, with our team. The Rockies just won, beating the Chicago Cubs. So now the Rockies are 5-2, which is the second best record in the MLB, behind the Mets, who are 6-2. The Giants are also 5-2. The Dodgers are also 5-2. But I mean, yeah, that's a rock solid start for the Rockies. I mean, you can't really ask for anything more. You win the Dodgers series, sweep the Rangers in that mini 2-game series, and then frustrating loss yesterday, where the offense just could not get going, especially with runners in scoring position, which has been kind of a difficult part for the Rockies offense to hit in when there's players on.
Yeah.
But they did bounce back today, winning 6-5 after being down 3-0, scored 5 in the fourth, which pretty much sealed the deal. So yeah, I mean, a good start for
real good start. I mean, we were talking about it last week before the Dodgers series started. We were kind of like making fun of it. It was like, is there going to be a point at all in this season when, you know, the Dodgers or the Rockies are going to have a better record than the Dodgers? And we were like, probably not. Look at us.
There we are.
We won the season series. We're up 5-2. This is better than I thought the Rockies were going to be all year.
Wow, 3 games over 500. Damn,
that's pretty good.
You just got to go 500 the rest of the way, and you're in playoff conversation.
Yeah, legitimately. But yeah, it was pretty good start. Honestly, like runners in scoring position has been the one problem of the offense. Like they're still getting people on base. We're walking a lot, haven't been striking out much. Even like the higher strikeout guys, like Charlie Blackmon he looks extremely washed.
Yeah, he does.
Had a good game today. Had a walk and a double. But he's been struggling. But higher strikeout guys, Sam Hilliard hasn't really struck out a lot. He had a good at bat today. Garrett Hampson's been decent. He's been walking a ton. Connor Joe, our guy, he's having a really good start to the season. Hitting leadoff, he's actually doing really well. But yeah, good start offensively. The bullpen has been
the best in the
ridiculous. MLB. It's been incredible.
A rare run today. Of course, it's on Bard. I think Bard is the only reliever to allow a run. Him and Colomé.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, but yeah, everyone else. Ty Block, he's been.
Oh my God, he's been a revelation.
He's been stellar.
Super good, like mid relief guy who can go. He's a former starter. He can go a couple innings. A lefty, which is always valuable. The bullpen's been really good. Starting pitching has been iffy, especially Freeland.
Yeah.
Horrendous his first 2 starts.
Yeah.
He allowed what, 5? Yeah, he allowed all 5 against the Cubs yesterday, and then he allowed
4.
4 or
Four.
5 against the Dodgers in opening day.
Uh,
I
let's
forget,
see.
but
Opening day, he allowed all five that day too.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, the bullpen's been good. Starters have been bad. Chris Bryant has been getting on.
Yeah.
Uh, every single game, he has a 7-game hitting streak. Has hit in every single game. Power has not been shown off at all yet. He really hasn't driven a ball.
Yeah.
A lot of these hits are kind of like dink and dunk kind of hits, except it's not being hit very hard, but he's having really good at bats. He's not striking out a lot, which was his main kind of
Yeah.
negative, especially early on in his career. But he's getting the bat on the ball, and the ball's been going in the right places. I'm just hoping, like, I mean, when he has a 380 average, but only like his OPS is under 900, which is when you have a 379 average. I mean, the OPS should be around probably like 1,000.
Yeah.
And his is under 900 just because that slugging has not been there. So I'm really hoping that starts to pick up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he only has one extra base hit on the season.
I think it's more. He had a double today.
Oh, he had a double. Okay, I didn't know.
He had a double in the Rangers series.
He has his three doubles
Okay.
on the year. No triples, obviously no homers. But yeah, only 4 strikeouts in 7 games. Good. He's walked twice. 9 hits and 25 at bats. Pretty good. He's scored too. Like he has 5 runs scored in 7
Yeah,
games.
because he's getting on base.
He's getting on base a lot.
His speed is like surprising to me.
Yeah.
He gets up the line really quickly. He had 2 infield hits today. More, dink and dunk kind of stuff. He should have had 3 hits yesterday, if not for the Daza base running mistake, which kind of ended up maybe costing the Rockies the game, because that would have had Daza would have scored on that hit. But I guess he thought the line drive that Bryant hit was caught by the shortstop, even though it like very clearly wasn't. He just started running back to second base, and then the left fielder threw it to third to get Daza out. Which was unfortunate, but hey, they bounced back today. CJ Cron has been amazing. He was amazing last year. He's continuing it this year. I mean, he's just he's so big, so powerful.
So powerful.
That home run, he had a home run today. And it was just a line drive, like 450-foot bomb to the deepest part of the yard. Like on a line. I mean, insane. Elias Diaz has picked up where he left off last year. So he's been good. Alan Trejo out of nowhere had a 3-run homer. That's the guy who's been really struggling is Brendan Rodgers, who I guess Iglesias would have started as short. Hampson got the day over Brendan Rodgers. He's been really, really bad. I mean, every single at bat is like super bad. He's striking out a ton. I think he has maybe 10 strikeouts already, and he's played 6 games.
He's hitting 087 on the year. Really has not been doing anything. He's 10 strikeouts on the season. Only 1 RBI, only 2 hits. He just has not been able to get on base at all.
I was really hoping for a Brendan Rodgers breakout season.
I
mean, this is only 7 games in. Like every player is going to have a 7-game stretch where they hit like this. It just sucks to have it in the beginning because your average looks so bad. I mean, that's the same thing going on with Blackmon. I don't know if Blackmon can he's not going to be hitting 154 on the season, but I think we're done with the 320, 25 home run seasons for like.
I think last year was officially kind of the end of his prime. Last year, he still wasn't like great, but the first season he's hit under 300 in like 5 seasons, 6 years. Like it was first year in a while.
I know. I feel like his power. I mean, his home runs have got to be capped. I think at like 15 this year. Probably. I don't even think he gets to 15. Like,
I don't even. I mean, he had a couple in spring, but I mean, he's like strictly a pull hitter at this point, which is like crazy because in his prime he was hitting everywhere. He was like peppering left center field with line drives. Like that was his not his power spot. But that was where he would hit most of his balls. But he's pulling a lot more this season, which to me is kind of signaling like the end of his like power to other fields because he's just trying to pull it and get in his sweet spot there. But yeah,
he only hit 13 homers last year, 6 in 2020. So I mean that's 19 over his past
180 games.
209 games.
Yeah,
he's hit 19 homers. Well, I guess 214 now because he didn't homer. He hasn't homered yet this year. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, there is a lot of he's striking out more than he's ever struck out. With 8 in 5 games, usually he has more games played than he has strikeouts. Grounding out a lot to second, which he did a lot last year, which is really frustrating. I mean, like it feels like every ball is just a ground out to second base.
I think it might be time to start moving him down in the lineup. Start getting CJ Cron more at bats. Top of the lineup's been really, really good. Connor Joe, Chris Bryant have been really good. Ryan McMahon started to pick it up over the last couple of games. Trying to get those guys some more at bats. Hopefully, Blackmon starts to pick it up later, but he's, I don't want to say washed, but he is definitely not.
I would say he's washed.
He's I'm trying to be nice, but
yeah,
he's definitely not the player that he was. I mean, I looked at his 2017
dude,
stats.
I'm looking at it right now. My God.
His 2017 stats are ridiculous. I mean, they're insane.
He led the league in runs, led the league in hits, led the league in triples, led the league in total bases, led the league in batting average, 37 home runs as a leadoff guy. I remember it was him and Springer as to who was the best leadoff guy in the MLB.
Yeah. And that 2017 season might have been the best leadoff hitter season ever.
Yeah.
The Coors factor obviously is going to play in.
Oh yeah, this was the season he had over 100 RBIs at the leadoff spot.
The first time ever anyone has ever done that.
And that's, in the NL when you have the pitcher hitting right before you.
Yeah. I mean, he was incredible 2017. He was ridiculous. Plus, I mean, that was the last year he was a good base stealer too.
Yeah.
It was 2015. He had 43 stolen bases. 43 stolen bases, and so he hasn't gotten over 20 since then. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, he only had 3 last year.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, he hit 331, led the NL. On base percentage of 400, slug 600, OPS of an even 1,000. He was.
I mean, even 2019, it was an insane year for him.
Yeah, pretty good.
32 homers.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even know he had 32 bombs that season. Jeez. Yeah.
But yeah, this has been a pretty, I guess, severe downfall.
Yeah.
I mean, 2020 he had 300. 2021, 270. He was really bad last year. I mean, not really bad, but below average. He's a below average hitter because his OPS plus was under 100 last year. And I bet his WRC plus was under that too. But I haven't checked.
Yeah. No, it was, and even in 2020, I remember halfway through the season, he was hitting 500 or something, or
oh yeah,
or he was hitting 500 at some point, 20 games into the year, and then it just fell off a cliff after that. Which that was hard to watch. I mean, I mean, he's one of the best Rockies ever. His prime was incredible. Historically, he's probably not going to get remembered for that, but in the Rockies fandom, he's an all-time.
I mean, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great face of the franchise there for a little bit. A great face with that beard.
Yeah.
But
every time I see a picture of him without a beard, I'm like, how?
Yeah, I know.
The same dude.
Dude, I was thinking, what if he just gets traded or he signs with the Yankees and they make him shave it? I don't understand these teams. The the Braves with Freddie Freeman telling Acuna to wipe off his eye black and his whatever, all these conservative traditional
Yeah,
teams.
it's so weird.
Like the Yankees, like, come on, dude. This is not 1854. Like,
Yeah.
wake up. Like the traditions and everything. I mean, I feel like the Yankees are gonna move past that like soon just because of how like the league knows, I think, where it needs to go to
Yeah.
target a younger audience. And Tatis has really led that with bat flips, Tim Anderson.
Mhm.
Just the bat flips, more fun. And I don't
Yeah.
think making a player shave is very fun.
And
Or,
it's so dumb too, because the MLB is like, last couple of seasons they've had this initiative. They play commercials about it all the time. Let the kids play, let the kids
yeah,
play.
oh
It's
my
like
God.
you say that, and then your teams don't let the kids play. Tatis
Yeah,
hits a grand slam in a game that's not over, and his manager has to chew him out about it. It's like, come on, man.
I know. And then did you see Mauricio Dubon?
Yeah,
I think was that last night or
I
maybe
think it
two
was a couple nights
two
ago.
nights ago, maybe even 3 nights ago. But he hit a bunt when they were up like 9-0 or something. I don't think it was whatever. It was like a 9-run game, and he hit a bunt to try to get on base, and the opposing team's manager got like pissed off at him.
Yeah,
But I understand why he did it because he's been really struggling
yeah,
out of the gate. He's a player who could very easily be DFA'd or optioned.
hmm
So, he's trying to boost up his stats. He's just trying to get back in a rhythm. And so he gets on base, and the other team doesn't like it. And then Gabe Kapler looked like he chewed him out uh, after the inning, but then the post-game interview, Kapler said he supported Dubon's decision. So maybe he was just looking like he was chewing it out
yeah.
so that the opposing manager would be happy. I don't know.
It's just like it. I never understood that like thing where you have to like if it's a big deficit and you don't
Oh
you
yeah,
just
I
like
know.
stop trying like no what
It's like
I,
you got into that spot in the first place.
yeah
It's like the NBA running up the score. Like, I don't care, dude.
no
Like,
like if I am a team and I'm down 20 in a basketball game, you know what we should have done to stop them from running the score up? We should have been more competitive. It's
yeah, I know.
not their fault that we sucked. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
ridiculous. And I hated that like Acuna thing where it was more than just the eye black, which I think would have been sick. Like eye black going down the whole
mhm,
face is just like awesome to
yeah
see. I think it was maybe like I forget what, like a chain. I don't know what it was. Um, but the Blue Jays have been really good with incorporating their youth.
yeah
Because I see them after every game's finished, like Vlad and Bo Bichette like turn their hats around, backwards hats, and they
mhm,
have like their home run jacket, and they just don't care, and they're just having fun because they're a young team.
yeah
So I credit uh, their manager. I think his name's Montero. I know what his face looks like.
yeah. I don't know what his first name is.
It might be like Gabriel or something. I forget, but
Oh man, dude, Chuck's got to pick it up. His career average is right now is at 300.
oh man,
He's
that
dead
is
at
good to
300.
hear.
He's got to pick it up.
Don't think that'll happen.
Dude, just retire right now. Retire with 300 career average.
Yeah. um, what else has been going on? The Mets have been really good.
Yep.
I think the Mets, like, I mean, you look at the team and it's just stacked. I know the Mets disappoint every year, but bringing in Scherzer, bringing in Starling Marte, bringing in Eduardo Escobar,
Yeah.
bringing in Robinson Cano back after his suspension. I mean, you look at up and down. It's like Jeff McNeil, Starling Marte, Francisco Lindor, who's looking like the Francisco Lindor we know.
Yeah.
Before last year, he had 2 homers today. Pete Alonso has been amazing, and Eduardo Escobar has been getting on base. And then JD Davis is a decent hitter. So I mean, this team is good.
Yeah. The Mets are good. That NL East is going to be extremely competitive.
Yeah.
Phillies, the Braves, the Mets, those three teams.
Brought in Chris Bassett too.
Yeah.
That.
Bass has been good. There's one pitcher on their team. I don't remember his name. on the Mets. The guy who's filling in for DeGrom when he's hurt. Hold on.
Yeah, it's the other thing.
Tyler McGill.
Oh yeah.
He has had 2 starts, and I don't think he's given up a run yet. He's been pretty good. Yeah, this team is good. They get, if they're able to get DeGrom back, they're able to get Dom Smith back at some point.
Oh yeah.
That would be pretty cool. The Mets are good. Mets, I whenever like a big market team is like actually good in baseball, I feel like it's good.
Yeah.
Except if it's the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Like when the Yankees are good, it just like feels like baseball, I guess.
That's true.
Like playoff baseball in those type of markets. Playoff baseball in most markets is really good. But like I was watching I saw a highlight of David Wright hitting a home run in the 2015 World Series in New York, and just like the sound, like the crack of the bat and then the crowd pop.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear that.
I feel like baseball fans, like Yankee Stadium can get so like it's like Yankees fans. Whereas like Lakers fans, like I just think of like, I mean, I don't even think of anything. They're like the Lakers arena isn't particularly like loud or airy. Neither is really like the Knicks, I guess. I mean, it's just MSG.
Yeah.
Not like the fans.
You don't think of it as like the Knicks or anything. You think of it as an MSG.
Yeah.
You think of Yankee Stadium. I know it's obviously named Yankee Stadium, but you think of it as like the Yankees.
The fans.
Yeah.
What other teams are like that? I mean, I guess like the Dodgers, but I just hate the Dodgers so much.
Yeah.
Who else has been? It's crazy that Dodgers are like 5-2 now. I mean, we had that 2-game lead over them, and now they just storm back. They're so stacked.
Yeah. There's no way they would have been able to like.
Dude, there's 4 teams in the NL West who have 5 wins already.
And then the Diamondbacks.
And then there's only I know. And then there's only 3 other teams in the league that have 5 wins or more. 4 of them are in the NL West. 3 outside of that.
Man.
I mean, the Padres have played 2 more games than the Giants, Dodgers, or Rockies. So they're 5-4, but still 5 wins. Nolan Arenado has been amazing. So good.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know if you've looked at his stats.
I'm seeing he's hitting 435 on the season.
1,500 OPS. He hit a home run today. That's his 4th of the year. Yeah, I mean, he's getting like 3 hits every single game, or getting on base at least 3 times.
Yeah, he's got 10 hits in 6 games.
How 23
at bats. He's 3 walks.
Oh, he walked twice today, but 4 homers, 12 RBIs already. Jeez.
I mean, he look at this stretch when he was in Colorado from 2015 to 2019. 42 homers, 130 RBIs. 41 homers, 133 RBIs, 37 homers, 130 RBIs, 38 homers, 110 RBIs, 41 homers, 118 RBIs. And then 2020, he was injured, so he sucked. But then last year, 2021, first year in St. Louis, everyone's like, oh, he's a Coors Merchant. 34 homers, 105 RBIs. Like, he has been, since 2015, he has been one of the most like consistent hitters and one of the best, if not the best RBI man in all of baseball. And also, defensively, we know what he can bring. He's one of the best defensive third basemen of all time. But I think in 2018 I think in 2018 he should have won MVP. I really do. I understand that Yelich was because the Brewers were the 1 seed. I think they were. Because they won the Central.
I don't know. Yelich was pretty amazing, actually.
He was pretty amazing. I just think, I don't know. Yelich had the versatility with his stolen bases. That's why. And
the OPS.
The OPS and I don't know.
Javi Baez being ahead of Arenado actually.
That made 0 sense. Absolutely 0 sense to me.
I
Baez
think I mean, yeah, I guess that is his best year.
Yeah. 2019 average-wise was his best season, 315.
Yeah.
Had the highest OPS of his career, 962. Highest slugging, second highest slugging of his career, 583. struck out the least amount of
I
times.
know
walked
he's
the most
cut.
times.
I remember what he cut down on his strikeouts so much. Like he just would not strike out that
Mhm.
year. Only 93 in 155 games.
Yeah.
2020, he was just so bad.
That shoulder, he had to get surgery in the offseason.
He could not swing at all.
Like if I still truly believe that if he didn't get hurt, he'd probably still be on the Rockies because we wouldn't have been bad that year. Like in the second half of the season. I still believe that.
Starting 11-3, and then Arenado just gets
he just could not. He couldn't do anything.
horrible. Yeah.
Ugh.
That does suck. I think that's pretty much it for baseball, I guess. Red Sox have been bad.
Yeah.
Yankees got walked off, which is cool.
I guess the Orioles.
Kwan, I don't know if you want to talk about Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan's been he finally swung and missed yesterday.
And he finally struck out today.
Yeah.
He didn't get a hit today.
Unbelievable.
Jose Ramirez has probably been the AL MVP so far.
Yeah.
With Arenado and the NL MVP.
Mm-hmm. Shohei hit his first 2 homers this season today. He's ridiculous. I want to say he's the best player in baseball, but like I feel like that's cheating because he also pitches. It's kind of like a LeBron situation where it's like, how can he not be the MVP? Because like he is the most, like he pitches too, and he's also an all-star caliber pitcher while being one of the best power hitters. And like, of course, he's the MVP. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you can't just choose him every single season.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, he's.
But before today, he could not get anything going.
Yeah, he was really struggling before today.
The strikeouts are a problem with Ohtani. Like, he strikes out way too much. He struck out way too much last year. He already had 10 strikeouts this year. But yeah, I mean, when you talk about like it's probably him. Most valuable. The speed, he's got everything. The power, the speed, obviously the pitching.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
I mean, he's played right field like a decent amount of times too in his career.
Yeah, he has.
I mean, he's ridiculous. Like, how many players in like the history of baseball can you say throw 100 miles an hour on the mound? He went 9-2 last year as a pitcher. He had 156 strikeouts and 130 innings. He had a 3.18 ERA, just very, very good. He throws, like I said, 100 miles an hour. He has one of the most unhittable pitches in baseball with his splitter, and also can hit 46 home runs and have 100 RBIs.
Yeah,
he's just ridiculous. But yeah, he's been on a horror. He has sucked so far. Yeah, he had 189 strikeouts last season. So like basically he got a home run or he struck out.
I know. But I mean, every ball he puts in play though is so hard hit.
Yeah.
Like, even this year, like his hard hit rate last year, he literally hit a ball hard like half the time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and it's still at 42% this year. Yeah, he is. He is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for baseball. Nothing really else noteworthy.
He had 26 stolen bases last year too. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. I think that's it. Only thing I'm waiting on now is Ronald Acuna getting back.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I literally have an Acuna jersey. He was like my favorite player last year.
He is so good. I think it's insane that the Braves won the World Series without him. Because if they had him, they probably sweep the World Series. They won in 6.
Yeah, they might.
They probably sweep. They probably don't have as much trouble with the Dodgers. But also, without him, they might not make a move for Soler, who won.
True.
The MVP. They probably
Rosario.
Don't I was gonna say they don't make a move for Rosario maybe for the outfield help. But he is incredible. Once he comes back, it's gonna be Braves are gonna be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, yeah, we can get into NBA. Talk about our awards and then the All NBA teams and then playoff predictions. And then we will end it. So Yeah, we can just start here. I guess we can go like you ordered it, kind of least, you know,
Least like
or
entertaining, I guess.
yeah, least entertaining, I guess, to the biggest kind of debates and awards.
Yeah.
But for Coach of the Year, I see we agree.
Hmm.
It is Taylor Jenkins from Memphis. I feel like you and I kind of have the same sentiment here, where what he's done with Ja Morant being out, leading that super young team to whatever that record is now without Ja. It got a little worse towards the end of the season, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's probably like 23-5 or
That,
something.
yeah, they have 20 wins without their best player. Like,
Yeah,
regardless how many losses they have, 20 wins without your best player. It'd be insane.
yeah,
I thought Monty Williams probably should have won last season.
for sure.
And I think he's the leader right now for all the votes. But I mean, Taylor Jenkins, like you said, what he's done without Ja Morant is just ridiculous. But also just like that team is so young, and last season, they had to make the play-in game to make the playoffs, and even then, they only got the 8th seed, and they get gentlemen swept. They win game one against Utah, but then they lose 4 straight. But now the 2 seed by like a wide margin in the Western Conference, to have that big of a jump with really nothing like major changing. I mean, you trade away Grayson Allen, who was one of your better players last season, and you just swap Valanciunas for Steven Adams. Like, that's all they did. They didn't add anybody else.
Which I don't really know why they did that.
Yeah, like I feel like Valanciunas is better than Steven Adams,
Yeah.
but it
Steven
clearly
Adams
worked.
does work for their team though, with the screens and
Yeah.
just being kind of a mauler
Mhm.
with the young team. But yeah, we both got Taylor Jenkins. Monty Williams, as you said, is probably the favorite, and he'll probably win it. JB Bickerstaff deserves some credit, even though he's not making the playoffs this year, unfortunately. But
It
they
really
had to deal
sucks.
with a lot of injuries.
They did. It really sucks for Cleveland because like
Yeah,
they were like a month and a half ago, they were like a game out of the 1 seed.
yeah, I know.
And then, Jared Allen gets hurt. They trade for Karis LeVert, and like a week after that, he goes down with injury. He's out for like a month. Then Garland is in and out. Mobley's in and out. Like everybody got hurt. Even that's not even counting beginning of the season.
Ricky
Colin
Rubio.
Sexton, he tears his ACL. But Ricky Rubio's having a career year. He tears his ACL. Like
Yeah, that is crazy.
they had the worst injury luck in the NBA this season. But the fact that they were even like at this point, they completely exceeded expectations. They were only expected to win 23 games, and they won 40 plus, which is obviously a huge improvement. So they're gonna be good next season. The JB Bickerstaff deserves a lot of credit for that.
For sure. Sixth man of the year. This is just like undisputable.
Yeah.
I feel like every single vote's going to go to Tyler Hero. Kevin Love, showing love to him. I didn't even mean to say that, but whatever. He's been really good off the bench for the Cavs. And then Cam Johnson, too.
There's a lot of people who could have gotten
Yeah.
that. I just put Cam Johnson because the Suns have one of the best benches in the NBA, and he's kind of the leader of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm look at this. I have like a tracker. You can't even see anything. But there's like a tracker for the confirmed ballots and votes. Tyler Hero has literally every single first place vote out of the 32 confirmed votes. So he's gonna win it probably unanimously. But Kevin Love, Cam Johnson are the guys who are runner-ups. But Luke Kennard's getting some. Bogdan Bogdanovic got a huge game today for the Hawks and their win. He's getting some of that. Kelly Oubre for some reason. Tyus Jones is there. I would have probably put him at third, but he's just started too many games for that.
Yeah, he's really good.
Jordan Clarkson's getting a couple third place votes, but he hasn't been nearly as good as he was last year. So. Yeah, I think Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
unanimous. Like, he's been incredible for him.
Rookie of the year. We also both agree on this. I feel like this is I guess it's a 3-man race, but it's really two
It's
between
a 2-man race, yeah.
Mobley and Scotty Barnes. And we both pick Mobley. I just think he's I don't know. Scotty Barnes is more of like a role. He's amazing.
Yeah.
But he's like playing more of like a role player, whereas Evan Mobley's really had to be like a star for the Cavs, and he's like really one of their like the second option, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that exact. Like Mobley has been the second best player on Cleveland this season, and Scotty's been like fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
For Toronto. And like, that's it's not Scotty's fault. Like it's just his team is just better than the Cavs. But Mobley just had to shoulder more of a load. And he's been incredible defensively.
Yeah.
His versatility on the perimeter is incredible for a big man. He is like skinny, I guess, but he uses his length and his weight like extremely well. He's an incredible shot blocker. He's got a good jumper for a guy his size. Like, he's only shooting like 25% from three, but
it looks good though.
It looks good. I think he just has to put some more arc on it. He'll be
especially
really
I noticed that with the free throws too today. Like he just needs a little more arc, especially with that big. You would think like a wind up where he goes over the head. Usually those type of shots have a lot of arc.
Yeah.
But I mean, I noticed it during All-Star festivities, whatever that challenge was, I don't know, where Mobley and Jared Allen were forced to shoot. And Mobley was knocking down a lot of threes, and I think he hit a deep one too. And yeah, I mean, he's going to be a great shooter in the future. He's going to be great just everywhere. I don't know how you're going to stop him.
Draymond Green said it during the game. He tweeted out, he's like, man, once he figures his body out, he's going to be like Kevin Garnett type of guy.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like a perfect comparison. I was saying like Anthony Davis at the beginning of the year, but Anthony Davis is much more of a paint guy. Like he's not he's best in the paint.
Right.
But Kevin Garnett, I think, is really good because of the mid-range ability, the way he plays defense. I think that's a great comparison.
Yeah, I think that's good too.
Yeah.
And I think Mobley can even develop a 3-point shot, which
really
Garnett never really did.
Yeah.
Looking
at the tracker, Scotty Barnes is the leader by 6 points. They have the same amount of first place votes. Scotty has 2 more second place votes.
They're putting Cade in second?
No, Mobley's second.
I know, but they're the guys that aren't voting Mobley for second place.
I think they're just not like some ballots don't.
They're just not okay.
Yeah, it's not like complete. Like like Kendrick Perkins has Scotty Barnes as his first place vote, but he hasn't given out who he put at second and third yet. So that's probably why. So it's not a fully accurate one, but it's extremely. They both have the same amount of first place votes right now. Their second place votes are extremely similar, but yeah, they're really, really close. This is going to be an extremely close race. Yeah, I mean Scotty, he's so good. He's going to be incredible. His defensive versatility, very similar to Mobley. He can truly guard 1 through 5. He is an incredible playmaker. I mean, it's like he played point guard essentially at Florida State. Like he was not what he is, right? Like he's a 3-4 kind of hybrid right now, but he was legitimately the point guard at Florida State.
Off the bench.
Yeah, he was incredible. Very similar to Mobley. Like he doesn't really have a 3-point shot right now, but he can shoot it.
He can get there.
He can get there. He's got a good form. He's got a really good touch. He's strong, like incredibly strong for a rookie.
I know it really is crazy how it's like just last year he was coming off the bench for Florida State, and now he's in the running for Rookie of the Year. Same thing kind of happened with Patrick Williams. He came off the bench at Florida State just a year before. So yeah, those guys are just so good. And Cade Cunningham, I mean, like showing love to him too as a perimeter ball handler.
Yeah,
as a playmaker. I mean, his playmaking has been amazing. I mean, he looks like he's going to be a, do everything guard.
Yeah.
Going forward.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like an all-star next year. Like he's that good. Not either. And honest, like if he didn't get off this, like if he wasn't injured to start the year, and if he didn't get off to such a slow start, he probably would have gotten a lot more first place votes.
Yeah. Jalen Green's been really good towards the end of the season.
He really, really picked it up. That top 5, or I guess top 4, because Jalen Suggs never really got a rhythm. But that top 4, Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, it's looking really, really good right now. This rookie class in general has been so good. Like it's shaping out to be incredible.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Not only that, those top guys. I mean, Davion Mitchell after the Halliburton trade, he started to get a lot more playing time. He started to pick it up. Obviously, our guy Bones Highland. I mean, he should make it an all NBA all rookie team. Hopefully he makes all rookie second team. Um,
Io is really good.
Io incredible. Herb
Herb Jones,
Jones,
as we know.
man, he's incredible. Today he had a couple of huge blocks.
Yeah.
Um, Cam Thomas, I was gonna say Cam Johnson. Cam Thomas has been really good. Um, Isaiah Jackson for the Pacers, really good. Chris Duarte for the Pacers, really good.
Mm,
There's so many solid guys
yeah.
In this draft.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're gonna get to it later on, but like Herb Jones, just he could be, first team. I really don't even see an argument as to why he can't be the defensive player of the year. Like,
He's ridiculous.
I mean, I feel like it's just because he's like young and people don't really
he's a rookie, yeah.
hear of him, but it's like, I don't know, like he literally looks like the best defender in the NBA.
The only reason why he just like doesn't get that much love from the media is because he didn't play that much
Yeah,
early
that's
in the
true.
year.
But it's like I'm looking at him compared to like Mikal Bridges. I'm like, damn. I mean,
They look the exact same. Like
I know, but I mean,
they-
Herb Jones looks a little better on defense. With the way he blocks shots.
his length.
Bridges doesn't really like block shots.
Yeah,
like Herb Jones.
it's because Herb Jones' length is just like
Yeah.
his arms just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I
And so
mean-
same with Mikal, but I feel like Herb
Yeah.
Jones is a little more athletic and he can get up
Yeah.
and block. I mean, he wasn't he the one who blocked Kevin Durant's jump shot? Was that him?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, he can get up to any jump shot and
Anybody.
block it.
No, he's really good, and he's started to round into form as a shooter.
Yeah.
He's a good finisher at the rim. He's got good touch with a floater. He can do everything. I don't know if he'll be first team all rookie team. Yeah, I don't. He might be. I feel like the guards. There's so many. I mean, I didn't even mention talk about rookies. Franz Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
He was the rookie of the year for the first couple of months probably, and then Josh Giddey having a really good season.
Yeah, I forgot about that, damn.
Those guys are probably going to make first team. Yeah, there's just so many good rookies this season, man.
Yeah,
Like this is something that I've like noticed. Like, I feel like over the next few years, like there's going to be so much talent coming out of high school and out of college. Like every single NBA team is going to be able to get an impact player in the first
Yeah, I
round.
mean, like basketball right now, with the way the NFL and concussions and all that, and I think some kids, playing basketball rather than football because of the injuries. And then
Mhm.
baseball, obviously that's not as popular in the youth. And I feel like everyone kind of in the US, plays basketball at some point.
Yeah.
Not everyone plays football, or, I feel like a lot of people play t-ball, but like they don't really take it past that. So yeah, I mean, I think basketball is probably the most popular sport among the youth, participation wise. Football teams are bigger, so maybe the numbers are bigger, but I don't know. Like, I feel like, yeah, the NBA is going to have so much talent.
So much talent. Like it's going to be ridiculous. I think talent wise, the NBA is in the best spot it's been in like ever.
Mhm.
And I think it's only going to get better. This rookie class is, just the beginning of it, but there's so many more young guys who are going to come out next year. I mean, like, I still don't know who the first pick is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I actually have no clue. There could be like 6 guys who are going to be the first pick. So yeah, league's in a good spot.
Yeah.
League's in a very good spot.
Moving on to most improved, we also have the same guy, Jordan Poole here. I don't know. I like giving it to guys who people expected, I guess, a Jordan Poole jump. That was a lot of people's sixth man of the year preseason sixth man of the year pick. But I kind of like the guys that were drafted low. Guy later. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like later on in Poole's career, but it's not his second year in the NBA.
Yeah.
They gave it to Oladipo, they gave it to Siakam, they gave it to Giannis. I think. Did they give it to Giannis? They gave it to Jimmy Butler.
They gave it to Giannis. Yeah.
Okay. Just guys like later on in their career. I really love seeing guys like that. to where they didn't have as big of expectations or as big of like, I don't know, like predictability into being good. Like John Morant, number 2 overall pick. I mean, yeah, he improved a ton, but it's like he's the number 2 overall pick. You
Yeah, like
kind
so
of
he's supposed to be good.
expect that. Yeah. So yeah, I love giving it to Jordan Poole here. DeJounte Murray's another great pick. Darius Garland, he's not in his second year. He's in his third or could be his fourth. I don't know. I think it's his third.
Darius Garland's in his third. Him and Jordan
Okay.
Poole are the same class.
Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of people who
good.
you could pick for this. I mean, Anthony
Yeah.
Simons, before he got injured, if he kept going, he would have been in this conversation too. He was on a tear.
Yeah.
Really, ever since Dame went down, he took the reins as a number 1 option. He was on a tear.
Desmond Bain, I know I just talked about the second year player.
I mean, he was the last pick in the first round. So like,
I know that. And he had a 10-point increase.
Mhm.
And yeah, the last pick of the first round. He could be here. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but I think Jordan Poole is the pick. Just
No, unfortunately,
he's great when Curry's hurt too.
Yeah, he plays so good. But unfortunately, with this tracker, it looks like John Morant's going to win pretty overwhelmingly. Which, I mean, I get it. He did improve a lot, but it's just like he was already so good last year. Like, he already averaged like 21. 20.
I mean, he scored like 40 in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, like he is. You already know he's good. Like you already know he's good. Jordan Poole was legitimately 1 calendar year ago was in the G League. Like he was in the G League at very close to the end of the regular season, and now he's the second option on a championship.
He scored 20 points in like 20 straight games.
Yeah, like I think he truly made the biggest jump. Like DeJounte Murray, I think he made a huge jump. But defensively, you already know. I mean, he's elite.
Offensively, he was great.
Yeah, offensively, he was great too. But
I think he can even still improve. If he gets his jump, I mean, he got his mid-range jump shot going so well this year. If he can extend that out to the 3-point line, he could be amazing.
Yeah, he can be. I mean, he averaged 28 and 8. I think the only other person to average 20 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals was Michael Jordan.
I thought you said he averaged 28 and 8. I'm like, he really averaged 28?
No, 20 points,
8 rebounds, 8
assists, and 2 steals. And there's only one other dude in NBA history to do that. I don't remember who it was. I
don't know.
I said Michael Jordan, but MJ never averaged 8
Is
assists.
it Westbrook?
It could have been. I think it might have been Westbrook. But I mean, he had an incredible all-around season. He was not this good of a playmaker last season, and he took it up to another level. We had the second most rebounds for a guard in the NBA this season. He took a huge lead. Darius Garland, first-time All-Star. Same with Murray, but Garland, he was the reason why Cleveland was this good. He took a leap. Same reason why with DeJounte, like his playmaking took a leap. His efficiency went up. His just like everything, he just changed as a player. But Jordan Poole, I mean, he was not like this last year. Like the confidence that he has now, shooting jumpers, shooting threes, getting to the lane. He's much better finisher.
He's so efficient.
Yeah.
With the mid range and finishing. Oh my God! Like his first step. Like when you think of Jordan Poole, you don't even think of really the finishing, but like his slashing, I feel like is his best trait. And then his shooting could obviously be amazing. I think he only shot like 36% or something this year from 3. But I mean, I could see him be like 40%.
Yeah, he's a better shooter than 36%.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like Jamal Murray. Like his first couple seasons, he shot like 37% from 3. But last year, he finally took he should have shot like 40%.
Yeah.
I think Jordan Poole is kind of on that trajectory. Like, he can average that he can shoot that.
And his playmaking. I mean, look at this with Curry out. Like he had a 10 assist game, 11 assist game, 8 assists. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah. Which kind of pains me. I mean, not really. I don't really care. But he went to Michigan.
That's the other crazy. Like I didn't think he was a first round pick. And
I didn't either.
He was picked at very late in the first round, 28th overall. I didn't think he was that good. and he spent a lot of time in the G League's first couple seasons. I did not envision him being this good this year.
I did not think he was going to be anything. I remember him hitting that game-winning shot in March Madness against Houston. And I'm like, okay, dude, like I didn't think he was actually going to be like a legit NBA player.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's 18 and a half points this season. See what he averaged last year. Last year averaged 12, still pretty good, but efficiency took a step up.
Yeah.
On all three levels. He's shooting 92.5%, which is number one in the NBA from the free throw line. A huge jump at playmaking. He only averaged 2 last year. He's averaging 4 this year. Doubled his rebounding. Obviously, turnovers went up, but because he takes playing 10 more minutes a game. But his points increased by 6. And I mean, everything his efficiency went up on increased shots. Like you don't see that.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Like, I mean, he shot 9 shots last year per game. He's shooting 14 this year, and his percentages went up a full percent in both 3-point and field goal.
Yeah.
Like that is, you do not see that. You just do not see that. And he's just had such a good season this year. I think he needs to I think he is the definition of like the most improved.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So Jordan Poole, most improved, defensive player of the year. This is kind of you had someone else than I did. I don't really care. Like, you can go so many ways with this.
Yeah.
I don't care who wins the award at all. But you have Rudy Gobert. I've got Marcus Smart. I just picked Smart just because I think he's probably the best defender. I mean, I don't even know if he is because how good Robert Williams is, but the best perimeter defender on the best defending team. I feel like he deserves it, I guess, like finally, after all these years of him being, the premier perimeter defensive guard. It's kind of cool seeing a guard win too. So I mean, that's literally all my reasoning. I don't know.
Yeah, I originally had Marcus Smart up there, but then I changed it to Rudy Gobert. But then I was switching between Mikal Bridges, Marcus Smart, and Rudy Gobert, and I still don't know. Yeah. Like, I have Rudy up there right now because I know how bad Utah's defense is without him, and like they literally go from like a top 10 defensive team to the worst defensive team in the league when Rudy doesn't play compared to when he does.
I had Rudy. I think we did this maybe like a month ago or something. I had Rudy at defensive player of the year.
Yeah. I remember I had Draymond when we did that because of his impact. And I have Draymond here as a runner-up. Like I literally, like, for the for coach of the year, 6-man rookie, and most improved, I had only 2 runners-up. For defensive player of the year and MVP, I just put my full ballot, but defensive player of the year, I have 4 guys listed as runner-up because I legitimately could see those other 4 guys winning. Mikal Bridges, Marcus Smart, Draymond Green. Maybe not Draymond because he didn't play that much. And honestly, same with Rudy. I don't know if he's played enough to win. So I think Marcus Smart or Bridges might have that. And then I got Giannis there as well because he's had another incredible year defensively. Based on this bracket, it looks like Marcus Smart, he's winning most of the votes. He's got 98 total points. But Bam Adebayo is also in here. I didn't list him. I don't have him up there because he does. Guess how many blocks per game Bam Adebayo averages?
Well, like 0.9.
Yeah, it's like 0.8. It's like he averages the same as Jokic, and I'm like, all right. Like, I understand he's an incredible defender and he's probably the most versatile defender in the entire NBA, but like, you got to average a block a game to be defensive player of the year. Like,
I don't know.
And Jaren Jackson Jr. is also getting a lot of votes. And he, I guess, directly in correlation to my point, he led the NBA in block shots this season, at least in total blocks.
Yeah.
And it was like by a mile. It wasn't even close. So yeah, Jaren Jackson should get a lot of love too. He took a leap too. I saw someone put him as second place for most improved. I don't know if he should have that because he was already good. Last year he just sucked because he was coming back from injury, from a torn meniscus. But yeah, I mean he deserves love for it too. But yeah, defensive player of the year. There's so many guys you can go with, and honestly, like I couldn't be mad if you picked anybody who we listed.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. As I said, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's a complete toss up for that. I have zero clues gonna win.
Yeah. All right, the big one, most valuable player. I mean, it's pretty much already confirmed. It's going to be Jokic.
Yep.
He's pretty much running away with the award with your tracker.
Mm-hmm.
How many? What's like the percentage of votes that's in now?
So the total percent is 52.
Okay, it's still in the 50.
Yeah. The total amount of votes that they have confirmed is 68. Like the voters confirmed.
Oh, the identity.
Okay. But there are 52 votes that are in Jokic. He is at 428 total points. Embiid is at 288. So he's 140 points ahead. He's gonna win it. He's got 36 first place votes. Next closest is 10, which is Embiid. But I mean, Jokic, we do these live streams after the Nuggets games, and after every single one, we have the exact same sentiment. Is that Jokic?
I know I don't even really want to talk about it.
Like it's clear. Sixers fans over the last few days on Twitter have started to come to the realization and are freaking out about it, and it's hilarious to see.
Dude, okay, I'm gonna say one thing, I guess. Like my new favorite take is how the NBA, the media loves Jokic, is what the Embiid fans are saying. The media loves Jokic and they hate Embiid. I'm like, what?
Hello?
Like, what? I mean, that makes no sense because Jokic is never talked about and never promoted. I looked through Sports Center. I don't know. I just just randomly kind of searched it up. Sports Center's I just looked up on Sports Center's Twitter account Jokic. So their last post of Jokic was a month and a half ago, in March, and then it gets to the year 2021 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts. So Jokic has 5 posts in the year 2022. From Sports Center. Embiid, his latest post was a day ago, and 3 days ago was before that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 posts in the year 2022 compared to Jokic's whatever I said, 4 or 5. But the NBA media hates Jokic, right?
It's so
it's ridiculous.
It's so, I don't even know where they pulled that out. How do you even think that the NBA likes Jokic? They have done everything to discredit him.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's just I don't
it shouldn't even be a conversation, bro. But the NBA media makes it a conversation when it's so obvious, dude. Use your brain for a second and you just come on, bro. Look at the records, man. It's 2 games back of Embiid without Porter and Murray. That's all you need, bro. It's so obvious. I mean, I just don't get it.
That's the thing that irks me the most is when everyone's there's so many people. Oh, I guess these.
Bless you.
Oh, okay, no. There's so many people on Twitter who are saying oh, Embiid is the 4 seed and Giannis is the 3 seed. They deserve it more than Jokic. You can't give the MVP to a 6 seed. The award is gonna be ruined if you give it to a 6 seed. It's use your freaking brain, use your eyes. It takes 2 seconds to look up the record and see that it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
And especially when you look up the record when they play, Jokic has more wins than Embiid and Giannis when he plays. and he has the Nuggets have the least amount of wins out of those guys when he doesn't play. So like, there's your most MVP right there. Like that is it, and it just doesn't make any sense how you can like. I've been lenient about it, where I was like, you know what, I understand if you choose Embiid, I understand if you choose Giannis. Like, nah,
I literally,
I really don't. Like, I really don't.
I haven't this entire year, other than when the Nuggets were like 15 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't see any argument.
Yeah. Really.
I mean, I really don't. Like
since like March, I haven't seen any argument, because since
you can have an argument for the best player in the league between Giannis, Jokic, and I guess KD. Mm-hmm. Like, you can have that argument because Giannis just won a ring, you know, whatever. He was great in the finals, all that. So yeah, you can have an argument that he's the best player in the league. Like, I guess. I mean, I don't even, because I think Jokic is the best player in the league, because I mean this year like Jokic was better, but I mean like Giannis has done it, so I give him credit for that. But like right now, I mean, I think I'm taking Jokic over like any player. Like,
no, me too. And
going into a playoff series, and yes, the Nuggets are going to lose in like 5 this series.
Yeah.
I don't care. Giannis would, probably get swept.
I
this series. Giannis probably wouldn't have made the playoffs with this team.
I agree.
Maybe.
I think they would have been a play-in team with this. And I know the Nuggets were close, but the Timberwolves shouldn't have been a play-in team either. Like they were good enough to be not a play-in team. Yeah. But like Embiid and
oh my gosh,
would not.
Embiid's definitely a play-in team. Giannis is a conversation. I just say that just because when either Drew or Chris are out this year, which they've been out, a decent amount, they haven't been out, like both of them at the same time haven't been out. I think they've only been out like one game, and Giannis lost that. But when either one of them are out, Giannis has a losing record. So it's like, I mean, like I don't know how you can say that he would be in the same position when he literally has a losing record when his 2 like stars are out. So
it just does not. It doesn't make any sense. And like my 2 favorite arguments that I see from Sixers fans is, the first one is that they say that the Nuggets have a better bench than the Sixers, and it's like they might have a better bench, sure, but there's no way that Jokic has more help than Joel Embiid. And I say that with respect to the Nuggets players, because they have all of them, literally every single guy outside of Jokic had to step up their role because of the injuries that have happened.
I know. I feel bad just calling like everyone so bad on that.
Like they're not like Monte Morris had a career year. Aaron Gordon probably had the best season of his career. Jeff Green had the most efficient season of his career. Will Barton,
I mean, you say that, but you also look at, I mean, it's Jokic that's getting Aaron Gordon that success, and Jeff Green.
Exactly.
Monte Morris, credit to him. I mean, he's great. But I look at Gordon and I look at Jeff Green as the
products of
Jokic merchants.
Yes. Yeah. Especially this season. Aaron Gordon, like, I mean, most of his buckets have been assisted by Jokic. Yeah. And I'll give credit to AG. He ended the season on fire, especially from 3. He had a great year. And like, but you look at him, Aaron Gordon, I don't even like, you can't even, who was the Nuggets' second best player this season? Like, it was probably Will for the first, month and a half, 2 months. Then it was probably AG. Then it was Monte. Then for the last month and a half, it's been freaking Bones Highland. So,
you're right. I mean, probably. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I guess I would say Aaron, but
I think Aaron just because he's been the most consistent. Like
has he?
There was a point before this stretch that he said
he was horrible.
He was bad. Like he was legit bad. Same can be said about Will Barton. Will Barton ended the season pretty good, but there was like a 2-month stretch where he was not a good basketball player.
And Monte now, these past couple weeks, can't hit a shot.
Yeah, the Nuggets' consistency around Jokic has not been there at all.
Yeah,
and Joel Embiid legitimately has a top 10 player playing with him.
No, I mean, he just like James Harden just spawned on Embiid's
Yeah.
team just randomly one day. Hey, let's give you James Harden. Okay, like,
Like if you
and we didn't even
compare,
talk about this with Tyrese Maxey's in the running for most improved.
oh yeah, like Tyrese Maxey had the third best 3-point percentage in the NBA this season,
Yeah,
which is insane considering his jumper was just the problem in college. Like that was his knock, and now he's one of the best jump shooters in the
mm-hmm.
NBA. And
Yeah, I mean, Tobias Harris, 17 points on 50% shooting. It's
like if you just compare the starting lineups for both Embiid, Giannis, and Jokic, you just compare those three. Every single advantage on probably both sides goes to the other teams. Like it goes to the other team when you compare them to the Nuggets, except Jokic. And you look at the records and you're like, I wonder why that is. Oh, it's because of the bench. No, you freaking idiots. It's because of Jokic.
I know.
Like the bench before Bones Highland started getting full-time minutes and before we signed DeMarcus Cousins
Yeah, I
was,
mean, it was
like the worst bench in the league by a far margin. I mean,
Yeah.
it was not even close. And like it's hilarious. Like Drew Hanlon, I feel like he is going to have a very hard time getting clients from the 76ers because he is consistently just bashing the bench.
Is he actually?
Yeah, like
I didn't even know.
like Drew, like he will constantly say like, he's like, oh, look at the Nuggets bench is like 14th in scoring, the Sixers is 28th. You tell me who has more help. He's like, you're just calling his team trash.
Yeah.
Like, do you want money? Like, it's just it. I don't understand. And then my second favorite thing that people are now saying is that the NBA hates the process and they're not going to give.
There you go. The NBA, the media hates Embiid. Here we go again. They just hate Philly. They just hate Philly. They hate Embiid, and Embiid even says that. He's even like, I don't know what it is, man. The media just hates me, and that's why I'm not winning MVP.
No, it's insane.
Okay,
why
Embiid,
would the NBA hate the process? Why would they hate it? Like, you haven't done anything with it. Like, yeah, maybe they would have hated it if you won a championship or been to the finals. You haven't gotten out of the second round yet. You just had the 1 seed and you lost to the Hawks last season. Why would they hate the process? You haven't done anything with it.
Oh my god!
You just traded away one of the core pieces because he hates your city. He hated your team, so you had to trade away one of your core pieces of the process.
Yeah.
Why in the world?
Philly's now got another top prospect that hates their city.
Oh yeah, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
They use your head. There's no reason why they would hate the process. Like absolutely no reason. And like I saw someone's like they forced Brian Hinkie and Brian Colangelo on us, and they forced that had to happen. Like, do you hear yourselves talking? Like, maybe if David Stern was commissioner, sure.
It's like,
but Adam Silver.
I mean, it's like QAnon stuff. I mean, it's like conspiracy. Like,
do you really think all 100 NBA journalists who vote on this award are all colluding against the Sixers because they sucked 7 years ago? How does that make sense? Use your head.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea, because anytime I turn on ESPN, all the talking heads are talking about why Jokic shouldn't be MVP, other than, they get like 3 guys, one of them says Jokic, another says Embiid, just to argue.
Yeah.
And yeah, the media now hates Joel Embiid, and loves Nikola Jokic. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's either that, or the media is racist. Those are the
yeah. Those are the arguments they have. The media being racist is so funny.
I know.
It's like it's so funny to me. And like, here are the people who vote for Joel Embiid.
I know, it's a white guy, Brian Windhorst.
Yeah, Brian Windhorst, Rick Booker.
That guy. Rick Booker's a known idiot.
I don't even know.
That's the other thing, by the way, is all the people voting for Embiid. Like, I'm sorry, they're just known
idiots.
Jokes, known idiots on ESPN. I mean, Rick Butcher, he's a known idiot. Brian Windhorst obviously is a known idiot. Kendrick Perkins is a known idiot. Why did I say Chris? Stephen A. Smith, he's known for knowing nothing about.
He didn't even know John Collins was injured.
Yeah, I mean,
He did his entire pregame thing on ESPN today, and he said John Collins was a big part of the game, and John Collins hasn't played in a month and a half.
mm-hmm.
Like, come on, dude. Like, really?
The only guy I see where it's like, damn, you voted for Embiid is Chris Mannix,
Mm-hmm.
the Sports Illustrated guy. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
you're stooping that low to like. I hate people like to. Here's another one: Ramona Shelburne, a known idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Wilbon, no one cares about Michael Wilbon, but who else? Oh yeah, Kendrick Perkins. There you go.
Yeah. Like the people who are voting for Embiid are the people who are always talking about like dominance. Like it means that he's more athletic.
What made Stephen A switch his vote again? Because he had Jokic and then he switched it.
I
forget what he said. Something really, really weird as to why he picked Embiid. And it was kind of like a joke. It was like something that had nothing to do with basketball made him like he heard like a quote or something. He heard something inspirational that made him switch it to like it was nothing about basketball.
Yeah,
and I know it was kind of getting like memed as in terms of like other people just saying like I'm picking like some random guy for MVP because I heard this about something that has nothing to do with basketball.
I know what you're talking about, but I
kind of forget what it is. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so there you go.
One good point that I have heard Philly fans say is that you like some of these people who are voting for MVP who have like votes for all NBA teams, have votes for all these stuff, like they have not really played basketball. like I feel like Drew Hanlon actually said this, and it makes a good point. Like you should be able to make a free throw and a left-handed layup to have like a chance at voting for MVP. And like there's no way Brian Windhorst can play basketball.
That's true, because I don't think like some of these guys, like I feel like us or people who have basketball experience can kind of like I can imagine kind of being in like Embiid or Jokic's like position, and like I can imagine having that skill level.
Yeah,
I guess like I can imagine having like Curry's like
skill level, not because we're like close to them, but because we play basketball.
But I can like imagine it. Like I can imagine having like the arm Mahomes has or something like that.
We just like imagine how good we can like truly be. Like there's no way. Like I know Kendrick Perkins played in the NBA, but he averaged like 2 points a game for his career. Like there's no like it's just there's a lot of people. I also like there are a lot of biases around. Like Mike Singer has an MVP vote, but like why in the world would he vote for anybody but Jokic?
Yeah.
Like obviously he's gonna vote for him because he's from Denver. Like I think there's probably people from
this dude Eric Nem works for the Athletic Milwaukee, and he's got Jokic.
Oh, that's true.
With Giannis Oh my God, Chris
Broussard. I was waiting for you to figure that out. Chris Broussard. I don't understand how you can have Jokic third. Somebody has. Oh crap!
Who is Booker second? What the?
Booker second?
Yeah.
Greg Anthony has Luka second.
Whoa! Hold up. Okay, well but Michael Wilbon. He is okay, so he has Embiid as MVP. I'm like thinking, okay, Jokic's probably like second. That's a given. He has Devin Booker second.
What?
And he hasn't given out his third or fourth. You could easily have Jokic be fourth on his ballot, like because he seems like the type of guy to pick Giannis just because he won a championship last season.
Oh my God! How do you have Booker? This is the other thing. The media will always, like last year, it was Chris Paul. Like they kind of just shoved Chris Paul into the conversation because
what's his name? I forget his name because he's just a clown. Nick Wright.
Nick Wright, yeah.
He's just said Chris Paul should have won it last year.
Yeah, it's like they just shoved him into the conversation because there had to be a conversation about the MVP. Like,
yeah.
But that's the problem with sports media. Like they have to have a conversation about the MVP every single. Like no, you don't. You do not have to talk about it every day. Figure out another story.
I know.
That is your
Dude,
job.
this is actually okay. I think it was Michael Wilbon who said this yesterday or 2 days ago. He literally called out ESPN's like production meetings. Like he said on whatever show he does, PTI, I think, or maybe he was on like a Sports Center appearance or something. He was saying how like we don't want to talk about the Lakers, but we went up to our production meeting and they're forcing us to talk about the Lakers. Like he literally said that on live TV.
Yeah,
I think it was Michael Wilbon. But I'm like hesitating because he doesn't have Jokic top 2, which is why I'm hesitating, because I feel like if you don't have Jokic top 2, like I feel like you're kind of a big market like merchant. Yeah. So I don't know, like
yeah, I don't know. It might have been Tim Legler. I know Tim Legler is Tim Legler. I think he voted Embiid, or he has Embiid as his MVP. But yeah, the LeBron after the Timberwolves won, he tweeted just like laughing emojis, right? And it got 2 segments on Undisputed. Like, are you kidding? Like, go find another story. Talk about Trae Young and how the Hawks are now a playoff team because after missing John Collins for a chunk of the year and after they had sucked. Talk about how the Pelicans, they started 1-12 and they're in a playing game. Like, talk about that. Talk about other stories. Like, figure out something else. That is your job.
Finally,
stop just forcing something.
Finally, we have. So here's the thing about the NBA play-in, right? Is that the NBA has been shoving in our faces is how much, like, how good the ratings are for the NBA play-in, right? And how many people are watching and how much money the NBA is making off the NBA play-in.
Mm-hmm.
The play-in has the Cavs, the Hawks, the Clippers, the Hornets, the Pelicans,
and the Timberwolves.
And that is the most anyone who's watched basketball this year. It's all small market teams. And so it's obvious that the NBA can promote small market teams and have it be successful. Yet you go on Sports Center the next day and you've got Jay Williams talking about LaMelo Ball should go to LA.
Yeah.
To the Lakers. So tell me how you have the highest ratings for a Cavs-Hawks game, and then you bring back the Lakers the very next day. Like, the NBA media just makes no sense to me because they can be successful promoting these small market teams, but they just choose not to. Like, they literally just choose not to.
Yeah. So
I really don't get it because the NFL, as we've said, Buffalo gets talked about a lot, Kansas City, Cincinnati. It doesn't matter what team you are. The only exception I would say as to why they're talking about this team so much is the Cowboys. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Like, as a big market team, like every other team, I feel like it's talked about the same amount as long as you're good. That's what they're good at, is promoting the good teams. Whereas the NBA doesn't, but they just kind of did it this past weekend and it was the highest ratings of the season.
Yeah. I mean, the play-in it's a genius idea. It's a genius idea. It has been executed perfectly. I think this year it was a great way to get different teams and parity into the playoffs, but talk about it, do something with it.
The other thing is I can't tell if these analysts are actually is Jay Williams this much of a clown, or is he being forced to say this? So I don't get it. Is Kendrick Perkins really as much of an idiot? Same with everyone else. But are they actually idiots, or is it the ESPN, the higher ups at ESPN, forcing them to talk like this?
It's probably a mixture of both, because I know Nick Wright did an interview last year and he said like you know why we talk about LeBron, why we're talking about Chris Paul right now is because they get ratings. Like that's just simply how it works. But like it works because you're always talking about them. So
Yeah,
people are gonna always tune in. Just talk about something else, something different, and then it'll
because
still work.
if you only spend like one segment talking about a small market team and that's all you do to promote it the entire year, no one's going to care. But if you keep promoting these small market teams, if you keep promoting the Grizzlies, we've seen that John Morant is one of those popular players now. He plays in Memphis, Tennessee, but they promoted the hell out of him, and now he's one of the most popular players.
Same with Zion. Zion. I mean, I know he went to Duke, but like, and he had a following beforehand, but he's in New Orleans, and yet he gets talked about every single day with his injury. Every single time he does anything, it's talked about. He got so like he took a picture with someone in a restaurant, and it was on segments like
so they can clearly clearly promote small market teams and can clearly promote small market players, but instead you have LaMelo Ball looks like purple and gold to me, or the headline underneath is LaMelo Ball's days numbered in Charlotte.
So he just finished his second season. Why are you already
second season this close to the playoffs, and you're talking about should he leave? I mean, that's literally like saying, is Joe Burrow's days numbered in Cincinnati? Like, imagine like hearing that. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
I get it with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert because it's very obvious that they
it doesn't work.
That and that they have beef, with each other. But with LaMelo, it's like, where did this come from? It's only because he plays in a small market, and it's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, like, do you remember like right before the pandemic happened, Stephen A. Smith was saying that Devin Booker should ask out Phoenix, and they would be traded to the Lakers for like Kyle Kuzma at first. I'm like, are you freaking kidding? Like, why? Why would he do that? Why would he ask out?
Yeah, like it's so weird, and I guess I'm glad Jokic is like European because I feel like they only do that with the American players, as to forcing players out of. But I mean, even like Giannis, they were talking about Giannis should go to Golden State and all this weird stuff. So I don't know, but I haven't really heard it with Luka. Obviously I haven't heard it with Jokic, but that's just because they don't talk about Jokic. So
like if Jokic was in a big market, they would talk about him every single day. He would be like the most talked about player in basketball.
Yeah, he'd probably be the most popular.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think people are starting to catch on as to like who Jokic actually is and how good he is.
Yeah,
but they're always late. Like it was late. Like it was obvious Jokic is better than Anthony Davis like 3 years ago. And that was just kind of, picked up as a, common like take like in the past year. And the MVP, like it's obvious he should have won MVP last year, and now I think people are realizing that, but it's still late. And now I think people are kind of late on the bandwagon that he's like the best player in the league. But I think they're getting there. They're getting like closer, it feels like. But they still just give him one second.
It's been like that for a while too. Like I mean there's like in Nuggets, Twitter Nuggets lore, I guess. There's like that guy on Reddit who was like, yeah, I would take Jokic over Jahlil Okafor, like their rookie season. And people were saying next year, like, yeah, I'm taking Jokic over Cat.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was first it was Jokic versus Okafor, then it was Porzingis, then it was Cat, then it was I guess Embiid, then it was AD, now it's MVP, and now it's best player in the league. Like,
yeah.
Like when people have to realize at some point that he's just good. Like he's just that good.
But I think they're kind of like getting there though.
Yeah. He has definitely, and I've started to notice it, funnily enough, with his free throw attempts. Like he has started to get more calls and started to get more respect.
Right.
Except from Tony Brothers. But like everybody else, like he's started to get a lot more calls. He started to get free throws more. He's starting to be talked about more in the media. which is good. Like it has been noticeable.
Yeah,
But it's
like
still like
the Jokic 2000, 1005, that was everywhere.
yeah,
That
everywhere.
I mean, I can't say anything about that because
Yeah.
everyone in the world knows he had 2000,
Mhm.
1500. Even though I don't even think that's his like best like accomplishment this season. It's just a milestone. They love the
Yeah.
milestones. But they
No.
still don't really talk about like just
Why
what
he's
he
the MVP.
does at
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they just look at the numbers, but they don't really like go in depth as to why he's
Yeah.
amazing.
Like the advanced stat argument is just so dumb. Like even if you just throw out advanced stats and you use what Embiid people like say for their MVP argument is the stats, like box score stats and the eye test. Jokic, I mean, obviously we're Nuggets fans, so we're biased, but I feel like he still beats him out in those two as well.
Yeah.
He only averages 3 points less on less shot attempts and less free throws on way better efficiency. He averages more rebounds, more assists, more steals. He shoots better from almost every single spot on the court except three. I mean, defensively, obviously Embiid is better. Like
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a homer where I'm gonna say
Yeah, I mean, we're not like swipe I KM over
yeah
here.
like
He's
an improved
he literally said like the Nuggets are gonna beat the Warriors. I'm like, dude, they're not. Like they're losing in 5.
yeah like I respect the manifestation of it, but it's not gonna happen. I respect the optimism, but it's not gonna happen. And like I saw somebody else on Twitter say that Jokic should be a defensive player of the year candidate. It's like, no, he should not. He is not that good. But like he is a good, like you can say that he's a good defender. If you say that he just doesn't play that side of the ball, that is a take that is legitimately 4 or 5 years old at this point. He's been a good defender for the past 3 seasons now.
Yeah.
And even if you look at the eye test, I mean, it's so obvious every single time he steps on the floor that he's the best player out there. And he's the most
important. Yeah, I think like I'm trying to think like is the eye test simply just because Embiid does like
dunks,
dribble moves and dunks and stuff? Because like I don't like when I look at him, like especially when he's on like that Pelicans game, like the fourth quarter and overtime and the Clippers game. I mean, when he's on one of those, it's like
he's unstoppable.
It's like I'm watching this is literally the best player I've ever watched. Like it's like that, or like I'm trying like Curry when he's on fire. Sure, LeBron, I guess when he's, but I don't know. Like LeBron, I was like 10 years old when he was on the Heat. So
I can't say anything about that. I can't say anything about like Kobe. Obviously, we can't say anything about MJ. Like KD when he's on is just.
But I still feel like Jokic is just more like dominant.
He just like feels he's just like a bigger player. Like, he's just a bigger impact, and it's because I think this is going to be an extremely hot. I think he's a more versatile offensive player than KD. Obviously, KD.
Well, yeah,
I think he can do everything on the basketball court. KD can post you up. He can dribble move you to death. He can pull up over anybody.
He can do everything as a scorer.
Yeah, but I think, and he is KD is a very underappreciated playmaker, but he's not even in the same stratosphere as Jokic is. Jokic is the best passer in the NBA. And like offensively, this past 2 years, that might be the best 2-year offensive peak ever. And that's not like over exaggerating. Like that is legit. So yeah, this all-time run, I hope Nuggets fans begin to appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people who are, think that Murray. I've seen so many people say that Murray is like wasting a Jokic season. I'm like, just freaking like use your head again, please. Like we say that all the time. It's like use your brain.
Who are like pressuring Murray.
Yeah, it's like use like thinking. Like,
I mean, it's not even like. I mean, it's not even like that serious. First of all, second of all, it's you still got the same team for like the next like 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you don't win a championship this year, it's not game over.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have Jokic under contract. He's probably going to sign an extension. Like you're fine. You're chilling. And one of the things that I saw someone say is like, he's not trying to come back and compete for a championship. Like he's content with sitting out. It's like, are you seeing him work out? Are you seeing him warm up? Like he is intensely working out. If you are a Nuggets fan, you know Jamal is like the most competitive dude on the face of the planet. He's not just gonna let this happen. Like if the Nuggets go down 0-2, he is not gonna let them get swept for the second season in a row with him just watching on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna happen. And it's just like people don't understand the mental side of coming back from an ACL injury. Like you can't just be physically healthy and be like, all right, we're going for it. Like I'm physically healthy. That means I could play an NBA game. No, that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
People need to, it's not people, it's Nuggets fans. And that's very concerning to me because stuff like this is what drives players out of cities. Like this is what drives people out. And hopefully, like I know there's stupid people in every single fan base, but that's like it's local media too. It's not just fans that are saying that Jamal is wasting this year. And if that's just not true.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. So yeah, there you have it. Even though the media hates Jokic, we both got him as MVP. Although Embiid just picked up a first place vote here 3 minutes ago.
Oh.
He's at 11. I'm trying to figure out who it was, but I can't figure out how to look at like the editing history.
Oh yeah, we can't edit it. So last update. Mark Medina, NBA.com.
Don't know who that is, but
it just says at like the very top of the thing. He is ESPN or NBA.com. It is MVP and All NBA. Speaking of All NBA, we should probably get into that. We just spent like 20 minutes on
MVP. Maybe even more than 20. Yeah. Okay.
All NBA. Mine
third to first. Or?
Yeah. I think we just go first to third.
Okay, yeah.
Mine is a little different than Asher's. I am under the sentiment that I think both Embiid and Jokic should both be on first team because I think they were.
Well, okay, yeah, this is
like, and
I was going to talk about that because it's just like weird because
the rules. I think it's really stupid. The NBA is becoming a positionless game, so all NBA should be positionless. It should just be the 5 best players in the NBA that year. And I think Embiid was a top 5. I think he was a top 3 player in the NBA this season. So I have him on first team. Obviously, Jokic. I got Giannis in there. Those 3 should be unanimous for first team, but they're not going to be. And I got Luka as the first guard. And the second guard, this is going to be very open to interpretation. There could be like 4 of the guys here. But I got Steph. I know he really struggled like post-December, essentially. But his impact on that offense, I think, is one of the best and one of the largest in the NBA. And I think you could see how bad they were offensively without him. Like they were really, really struggling until the last few games of the year. So I got him at the first team guard.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't like really know how to kind of do this just because, like, I don't know, like. Yeah, Embiid definitely deserves to be first team, and yes, obviously Steph is better than Booker and is more valuable to the team than Booker. So I guess I'm kind of doing this with a mixture of what I think is going to happen because I don't think this is what it should be. I don't know what my rankings kind of are. I just feel like this is kind of what they will be, but kind of my interpretation. I don't know. Should I just go full out and put Steph first team because I want to do that?
I think you should do it on your interpretation of what it should be.
Okay.
Because that's what I did.
Okay. All right. So based on that, I'm gonna put Steph first team just because of what you said. I think he, probably is second or third most valuable player in the NBA. Even first, you could make an argument for first. So yeah, I'll have Steph there. Luka, we're gonna both have the same teams.
Okay.
Giannis, and then Embiid and Jokic. Yeah.
Second team. We should probably go fast on the awards. We're already like an hour and a half. Did not feel like I think we did a lot for baseball. But second team, I have Ja Morant. They got Devin Booker, And then I have Jason Tatum at the first forward, LeBron James second forward, and then at the center, I got Cat. I think regardless, this should be how it is. I did second team kind of like how conventionally it would be, but that's all I got it listed as.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could switch Ja and Trey maybe, but I got Ja up there just because of the record.
And that's what I did. I put Trey on the second team. Just simply, I mean, I think Trey is better than Ja.
Yeah.
And I do think he deserves it more. Just leads the league in points, leads the league in assists. And now, I mean, the argument's a little bolstered because he's
in the playoffs
and he killed the plan. And yes, that the record without Ja does play a factor in here as well. For the Grizzlies record, I know the Grizzlies record was still great with Ja playing. It wasn't as great as when he didn't play. But the record was still great with Ja playing. I just think Trey's the better player.
Yeah, I do too. I think Trey's
more of the team.
Yeah.
So I put him there. Devin Booker on second team All NBA. He's been great. KD on here. Okay, so yeah, you had Tatum. I had Tatum in the second forward spot. Okay, so you had LeBron.
Yeah.
I had KD instead of LeBron. I don't really know why, but
KD, it's tough. I'll say this: I have KD third team, but it's just because he didn't like play that much this year.
Yeah,
And, like that's the only reason why.
Like, I mean, this just literally just counters my whole argument because my whole argument about Trey over Ja, because like LeBron was amazing on a bad team and so was Trey.
Yeah.
But I have Trey in second and LeBron in third. I mean, I guess it really is just kind of like they never figured it out, and I kind of like look at like LeBron was amazing, like scoring the ball and all that, but like I don't know, I kind of had to figure it out at some point. He never did.
Yeah, I have LeBron there because like I don't think it was his fault that
yeah,
it was the front office putting a horrible roster around that. And I mean he led the league, and I'm gonna say he was a scoring champ, I guess, because he averaged more points per game than Embiid did. I think maybe he did. I mean, at least I know when he was injured, he was leading. But regardless, he averaged 30 a game. I'm not going to use the age argument because I think that's really dumb. Like I don't think the age should matter.
Year 19, I don't care about.
Yeah, that. Like it really does not matter. But I think that he did play more than KD. I don't know if he's a better player at this point than KD is. Like I think if KD played more, I would have had him on second team. But it's tough. KD and LeBron, that's hard to rank this season just because of KD's limited playing, but he was incredible when he did play, and LeBron played a lot, but his team was horrible. So
yeah,
it's tough to rank those guys.
I mean, KD's efficiency, he's just so much better than everyone.
Yeah,
like the mid-range shot.
Yeah,
like I saw this like graph thing where it was like the league average or something, his attempts. And then like his attempts were super high and his
efficiency
percentage above league average was super high.
Yeah.
One thing that did surprise me about that is Kyrie, his attempts are super high, but he's like just average, even slightly below average efficiency wise at the mid-range shot.
I feel like I've never seen Kyrie miss a mid-range.
I know that's what I was thinking. CP3 was second behind KD. And efficiency, and then like Brandon Ingram was up there.
Brandon Ingram's so good.
Paul George.
If the Pelicans were better, he would have made a really strong argument for a third team spot.
Yeah, I know.
Because he is incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, I have KD, Tatum, and then Cat. And I think Tatum's probably like fifth in MVP.
Yeah. I put Booker as my thing, but the more I think about it, the more it's probably Tatum. I think I put Booker just because of like best player, best team type of thing.
Yeah.
But Tatum's really good. He like with how good he was his rookie season and the fact that he's taken a leap every single season, that is like almost unheard of.
I know. I mean, his playmaking was amazing this year. His defense was amazing. Um, and then yeah, I had Cat, even though he had horrible play.
I don't think that he's like a playoff player.
I know. I'm trying to like. It's hard to figure out with Cat because he's a scorer. Like he's a, I don't know. He's a fake tough guy, who self-proclaimed himself as the best big man shooter, which, I just like it's whatever. I don't really care, but it's weird, I guess.
I feel like you got it. Like even when he did play in the playoffs in 2018, they got beaten 5 by Houston. They were the 8th seed. They never really stood a chance anyway. But like he didn't play well at all.
Yeah.
He was guarded by Clint Capella the whole series. Not like he was guarded by Rudy Gobert or some elite perimeter defender. I mean, Capella's good, but he's not a guy who I would like put on Jokic or Embiid and feel comfortable with it. And even in this, like he wasn't even guarded by Zubac. He was guarded by Batum and Robert Covington, and they were locking him up. He couldn't post up Reggie Jackson.
That's the thing. He has no strength. I didn't really realize that he really doesn't have any strength in the post.
Yeah. He gets moved off his spot so
easily. I mean, he's weird. Like he can go quiet really easily in games. Like he can heat up and just be amazing and feels like he's just making every shot.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, just as quickly, he can just disappear. Like the Nuggets game, I'm thinking about that the Timberwolves game, Nuggets Timberwolves like 2 weeks ago or something. He was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of like disappeared.
When his jumper isn't going, I mean, he is like that's what
he's kind of
he's such a perimeter oriented big.
Yeah.
And I mean it
really,
works
it's
when
like
he's on, but
I'm trying to think of like a comparison to like a perimeter player or something, because he really is just a pure like shooter that can, I don't know, who's someone that averages like 24 that's just really just a pure shooter, because it's really what he is. Like
it's like, I mean, I guess like Steph, but even like guard, like
it's not.
I don't think you can. That's apples to oranges. I don't even know if you can compare him to anybody really. Like as a wing, like I don't
like
no wing who
like
is just
I feel like he's like a Klay Thompson, like would be I guess the comparison, because Klay can catch on fire. He can also go freezing cold and not show up. I mean, he can also take stupid shots that it's like what are you taking, Klay?
The other thing about Cat is that he's a god awful defender.
I know
as athletic as he is, he sucks on defense.
Yeah,
and I mean because he has every single intangible. He has a huge wingspan. He is tall. He can athletic. Jump. I mean, he has so many poster dunks.
It really is. I think just his strength and just his like mind. Like I don't know, because I don't know. Like I just find him kind of like corny. I feel like just like his mind or so. I don't know.
We have the same thought with this. Like we hate calling athletes soft because they're not soft.
But it is like comparable to the rest of the league. Like that's what it is, because like if I'm calling like Karl Anthony Towns sucks, and it's like, well, he's better than you are.
I was like, yeah, no shit.
I'm talking about comparable to the league. Like, so, yeah. He's just kind of weird, but I think he does deserve this just because, I mean, he is probably the second best big man shooter of all time.
Easily second. He's at least top 2.
Yeah. I mean, he can fill up the score sheet. He can take over games.
And when you look at like volume and efficiency, I mean, volume-wise, he completely washes Dirk. But obviously, that is, you look at eras and what era Dirk played in.
Yeah.
You look at 10 years before Dirk's prime, like obviously his volume as a 3-point shooter as a big is obviously unheard of. So
relative to era, I think it's different. I guess I'm just not the biggest fan of Carl as like a person. Like he's like a cool guy, but he's just kind of like I don't know. Just I don't know.
He's also
like some of
really
his like YouTube like videos and stuff where he acts like he's like I don't know. He just doesn't feel like he has much of a personality.
he's very whiny too.
Yeah,
He has like I know like Boogie also has this face like every time he commits like a clear foul, like he'll freaking like slap somebody across the face. He's like, what? And it's like, you're like, dude, come on, like I understand not wanting to think it's a foul, but it was like
I know, and he was doing that throughout the entire game. And
it's
foul,
like
stupid foul. That's kind of what I was like thinking, just with his like his brain. Like he just needs to get mentally like
smart. He just has to be smart. Like he just has to be a smarter player. Like he has to use his height, use his strength better. He has to use his brain better on defense.
It's like, I mean, the other like it's clear he probably thinks he's like the best player in the league. Like that's what he thinks. But and he approaches every Jokic matchup trying to be exactly like Jokic, which is another like corny thing.
But the thing is, like when he plays against Denver, he plays really well against the Nuggets.
Yeah, he does, but he tries whipping passes around.
Yeah, and every time I watch him outside of Denver games, he does not play the same way. Like he does not play the same way against Denver that he does against everyone else.
Yeah, so he gets motivated.
Like he's just more motivated. He thinks that like that game against the Nuggets just means more. And if he has that mentality against everybody else in the league, he is gonna be like he's just gonna be a much better player.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. And like you can't say that like it's an empty stats, but like the Timberwolves were legitimately a good team this season. He was the best player on that team. But I don't know if it's like it's like Anthony Edwards was like the reason they won the play-in game. Like it was Anthony Edwards' team.
Yeah.
In the play-in
and
game.
D'Angelo.
Yeah, D'Lo was
somehow D'Lo is just amazing on defense now.
Yeah.
Like literally playing like Draymond Green role. Him and Vanderbilt. So yeah, I mean, Cat. I don't know. He's like, I feel like I shouldn't like say all this stuff because it feels like I have like a personal bias against him.
I got like Cat. Like he's like.
Yeah, I mean,
I like him.
Cool,
I think
like player.
He's fun to watch when he's on,
and I think he definitely deserves second team All NBA. Which, like, hello, that's second team All NBA.
It's extremely good. It's just weird.
So yeah,
weird. He's a weird player.
It would be interesting to see like what it would like. I hate like talking about like injuries and stuff, but I think it's always interesting to see how a team performs when their star is out. And clearly the Timberwolves were better that night. But is it like does he really bring that much value to the Timberwolves?
When he's playing like that, no.
Well, yeah, I know, but like, I mean, like he's just a shooter. Like that's all he is. It's just an incredibly efficient shooter. Like, does that bring that much value? I don't know.
No, like he doesn't really have like a post game. Like if he gets a post game, he gets like a hook and he gets a fade and a like, drop step type of packages, he's going to be incredible. He just doesn't have the strength to do that all game. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, whatever. Let's get off of Cat. Third team All NBA. Who do you got?
I got Trae Young, first guard. DeMar DeRozan is the second. I think he's being listed as a forward in most ballots, which I think is going to screw him up because I don't think he's a third team forward. Like I don't think he's going to make it as a forward. Then I got Pascal Siakam, who somehow was not an all-star, but I got him in there. He has had an incredible season for Toronto. I got Kevin Durant, but like he could also be second team. It's hard to rank him. And then I got Rudy Gobert at third team center.
Yeah. I pretty much have the same, except I have Ja instead of Trae. I guess I don't really have the same, but whatever. I have DeMar in here as a guard. I mean, I remember when he was like, top three in MVP.
Yeah, and like consensus for first team.
Yeah, and I mean that was like through like half this, even more than half the season.
It was like All-Star break.
yeah, I know. So, even past All-Star break, I think a little bit too.
Then the Bulls started
And then
Second.
they just started really bad. DeMar's efficiency sunk a ton the past like month and a half. And yeah, that's what puts him on third team All NBA for me. LeBron, I have in here. Just the way you have KD in here, I just have LeBron switched. Siakam, I could see an argument for Jimmy Butler too in this spot, but Siakam has been so good, especially recently.
Yeah.
He also had that stretch like midseason where he was really good, and then he kind of fell off, and now he's really good again. And the Raptors have been playing really well. So it's kind of weird because Fred is their all-star, but Siakam is their all-NBA player. But yeah, I think Siakam deserves it. And then I do have Adebayo on here, other than Gobert, because I feel like a Miami Heat. I mean, he was first team All NBA or first seed in the East. He plays great defense. Gobert is probably a little better, but as you said, he's probably the most versatile defender in the NBA. Obviously, a much better offensive player.
Yeah.
Now
that you're saying
give
this,
him the ball.
Now that you're saying this, I probably should have put Adebayo there.
Yeah, I mean, like I looked at his stats. I mean, it's 19-10 on 55% efficiency. With that defense on the number one seed in the East. I don't really see Bam being put on all NBA teams, which I don't understand. I feel like he was better than Gobert this year. So
no, you're right. Why do I have Gobert?
Let's go.
Yeah, I know. I'm switching. I think Bam should be third team.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he was really good this year.
No, he was really good. I remember he was he got hurt against the Nuggets, but when he came back, his impact was very felt. He in general, like they really didn't get to play their big three together a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the playoffs. And yeah, speaking of playoff predictions, last segment. This is going to be like the longest episode. We're already at like 2 hours. Jesus Christ.
Yes, we are.
But so okay, I'm gonna share my screen here for a little bit. I don't know if it'll actually live stream this, but I share my screen. And I'm gonna go through we're just gonna quickly show our preseason picks. We did this on October 6th. We did an episode on this. We're just gonna show this. Hopefully this like shows up. I'm just waiting. I'm looking at the
I know
thing to see if it please. I need this to show up.
Still talking.
Come on.
I think you're just saying we did this October 6th.
Hey.
Yes. Let's go.
All right. Cool. Okay, so you see here, we did not predict the top of the standings very well. For the West, we both had the Lakers number one. And honestly, very early in the season, I could tell that this was a bad pick because it was pretty clear that they just didn't work. We both had Jazz Suns top three. I had Jazz second. You had Suns second. I did not expect the Suns to be as good as they were. I expected some drop off, but they got better somehow. We made these predictions.
This was with Michael Porter.
Yes, I was going to say that we made these predictions with MPJ in mind. Had he been healthy, we might have been the 3 seed the way that this is all working out. But we had Mavs at 5. I had Mavs at 5, which we predicted the bottom is like 4 through 6.
Yeah,
kind of predicted pretty well. You had Mavs at 6, Warriors 5. Obviously, had them at 3.
I feel like
Warriors
good
6.
about. Like I feel like I was like a little higher on the Warriors than most people were.
Probably. I wasn't high on them because I didn't see this jump from Jordan Poole. I didn't know how good Clay was going to be. I didn't expect Jonathan Kuminga to have as big of an impact as he had, and I didn't think Gary Payton would be as good. Like they actually surprised a lot of it. And then playing teams, I predicted the Timberwolves to be in there. I didn't really see anybody else do that. And then you predicted the Pelicans to be in there. Which
Oh, let's go! I didn't even realize that.
so obviously Pels, they got the 8 seed. They beat the Clippers. Both had them in there. We both had the Blazers in there, and we both had the Grizzlies in there. And that was obviously bad.
Yeah, Blazers were really bad.
Yeah, Blazers was a bad pick, and then Grizzlies was a bad pick because they were obviously much better. East East in general was just insane this season. I had the Nets as 1 seed, Bucks 2 seed. You had the Bucks 1 seed, Nets 2 seed. That did not work out. Bucks are the 3, the Nets are the 7. But once again, we had this.
Was not projecting a Kyrie Irving not playing any home games.
Yeah, and we didn't think James Harden was going to get traded.
Forgot about Harden.
So the top 2 teams really was.
I'm kind of surprised I saw the Bucks over them. Like, damn.
I thought the Bucks would be 2 just because I didn't think they'd go as try hard, which they didn't. But I didn't think I had the Celtics at 4. You had them at 7.
Damn, that was bad. That was bad.
I mean, Celtics ended up at 2. I mean, they were awful. I mean, both of these were looking horrible like halfway through January because it looked like they weren't even going to be a playoff team. And they just went on an insane run. We both had the Knicks and the Pacers as playing teams. Boy,
dude, did you even have the Raptors in the?
I didn't.
Oh man,
I didn't even have the Raptors.
I mean, I only had them 10. So.
I remember making this list and I was like, man, the East is good. Like, there's a lot of teams who can do this. I remember
making this and putting the Bulls 6, and that was like higher than people had them like 8, 9.
Yeah, I think the consensus about the Bulls in the beginning of the year was that they were going to be like a play-in-ish team.
Yeah.
And I mean, they ended up close to that. I mean, you predicted them right at 6. But I don't think anyone thought that they were going to be as good as they were early in the year. I had Heat at 5. You had the Heat at 3. They obviously ended up as the 1 seed. Both had Hawks out of the play-in in the top 6, but they had some regression early in the year.
I was not expecting a Julius Randle complete fall off.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that was bad. I had the Hornets as the 10. I guess was predicted correctly. You didn't have the Hornets.
Yeah, that was good actually. The Pacers, I was just expecting the Pacers just do Pacers things.
Yeah, I thought they were just gonna be mediocre. The whole year. But injuries, they were horrible. They got bad injury luck, and then they finally decided to blow it up. I thought the Knicks would be like I thought that there would be some regression, and like the rest of the teams got better. I did not think they would be that.
Dude, bad. I'm mad about the Raptors. Like, why did I not put them higher?
Why did I not have them at all?
I mean, you look at the teams like Pascal, it's Fred, it's OG. I'm like, why did I only have them at the 10? Like,
I don't know why I didn't have them in at all.
Yeah,
that is odd, very odd. But yeah, that is our. That's just. I just wanted to show that preseason. Just to show how much our opinions have changed, how much the league has changed over the last 6-7 months. So we'll go into our actual playoff predictions. Neither of us know what we have.
We don't.
Like I don't know what Ash's is. He doesn't know what mine is. So we will.
Should we start from the top left with West 1 seed?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we probably both have the Suns here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're the Pelicans. They're probably winning in like 5.
Probably 5. Yeah. Unless Zion makes a miraculous comeback, but I don't think that's happening.
Yeah. That would be cool. Mavs Jazz. I feel like this could be a toss up considering the Luka news, and I'm taking that Luka news like big, I guess, because I have the Jazz winning.
Yeah, I have the Jazz winning too.
Okay, cool.
He's already been ruled out for tomorrow's game 1.
And game 2 looks very doubtful.
Yeah, and that just really, really sucks because I mean they were up big when he got hurt. And,
and it sucks. These are the home games for the Mavs too.
Yeah, it really, really stinks. Calf strains are so hard because I think when you think about calf strains, you look at. I really wouldn't be surprised if he's out the whole series.
Yeah,
me too. Because you look at Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
what happened with him. He had a calf strain. I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if it's
just
the
don't
same
wanna-
spot. I don't know if it's the same type of injury, but he had a calf strain and then he comes back. He tears his Achilles in the first game back. So yeah, there's a lot to think about with that. But I think Utah cannot possibly choke this. There's no way. If they do,
But it is Utah, dude. Like that was just going back and forth because it is Utah.
it
And
is
it's
Utah.
like,
They are. Oh, they're not good.
yeah,
Not a good team right now.
they really aren't. I mean, they
yeah.
just lucked into this. Which
Mhm.
to think like we were this close to facing a Luca-less
Dude,
Mavs
I
team.
think about that every single time I see a Luka injury report. I'm like,
Yeah.
we were so close. We were this close.
They're having like a fair matchup,
Yeah.
like
Now you play the Warriors, fully healthy
yeah,
Warriors.
and yeah, we probably both have the Warriors winning this,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
think if Denver takes this to 6 or 7, that's a win in my book.
I mean, I really don't have any confidence.
Yeah, like this is
I'm expecting a sweep or
in
a
5.
gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, because not only is this a horrible matchup for Denver, because obviously the Golden State's strength is their backcourt, and Denver's weakness is its backcourt defense, and it's perimeter penetration. Like they
Mhm.
can't stop anything, and that is Golden State's strength. So not only is that a horrible matchup, but Denver Golden State's like actually a really good team. They're healthy. Denver obviously isn't. Jamal Murray, like the injury news, he's out for tomorrow. But he could
I
come
feel
back.
like if he does come back, it's definitely in the home games.
Yeah, like it. I feel like if
if you're down 2-0 coming back home, I don't think it's even worth it.
yeah, like I think Jamal is gonna come back if you're down 2-0 because
Oh, really?
I don't think he's gonna want to watch. Like I said it before, like I don't think he's gonna want to see his team get swept in back-to-back series without him being able to do anything about it. But you are right. Like if you're down 2-0, is it really even? Especially if the games aren't close. Like, is it really worth it to bring him back?
Probably if it is 1-1, though, I think that is interesting.
It is. It definitely is interesting. MPJ is
like I could see, even though I think the Warriors severely outmatched the Nuggets, like maybe the Nuggets just steal one just based off of Bones. Like you're gonna get Jokic every single game is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Can you steal a game with a Bones Highland, 25-point game off the bench, or Aaron Gordon going for like 28?
Will Barton, game 1
yeah.
is my biggest hope for a win because this is going to be Warrior. Steph hopefully is going to be rusty coming off injury. Will Barton is going to be coming off a week's rest, and he is the greatest player of all time when he comes off a week's rest. So I think that is hopeful. I see a lot of Warriors fans saying like, "Oh, Nuggets haven't played Draymond Green," and I do agree that you kind of have to throw out the 4 matchups of the season. Like,
yeah,
he didn't play Draymond.
I don't know. I don't think Draymond has.
He's not going to do anything on Jokic.
With how good Jokic is. Like, I don't think Draymond's defense is going to be shown.
His biggest impact is going to be when Jokic does not have the ball because he's going to be able to navigate everybody else off ball, and he's going to be able to be an incredible help defender. He is going to be the guy doubling Jokic, or I don't even think he's going to be doing that because he's the quarterback of that defense. So someone else is going to double, and he's going to be the guy rotating the entire defense. So that is going to be his impact. It's not going to be on Jokic one-on-one, but Jokic is going to put up ridiculous stats. They're going to play Jokic to pass because I think like Portland last year, we saw what their strategy was on Jokic. It was make him a scorer, and he averaged 35 a game that series. So it's like come on, like they're not going to let him just do that the entire time anymore. They're going to make other people beat us.
They did do that though. That Monte Morris game winner, they made Jokic a scorer.
They did, but we won. Like that's the
thing.
That's true.
It didn't work. I forgot we actually won.
Like it didn't work. So I think that is what Steve Kerr is actually a coach who makes adjustments. I know his rotations are a little iffy. That's his biggest knock, but he's a guy who makes rotations or adjustments.
I feel like his rotation is going to be like Gary Payton's going to play in crunch time.
Yeah. And that's going to be the worst because Denver already struggles getting the ball to Jokic.
Oh my God. These perimeter, these guys who just steal everything are just so annoying. Like Herb Jones just kills the Nuggets. Like these little pests just
Yeah.
always come up, sneak behind Jokic and like steal the ball or like they're just so annoying. And Gary Payton is like the best one at that. So.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. Like I'm imagining like a close game, like Warriors are up like 6 with like 3 minutes to go.
Yeah,
I think Denver has the ball. You have Gary Payton on the ball. He's pressuring them. You have Draymond doubling Jokic before he even has the ball, so you can't even give him the rock. And Gary Payton's pressuring so that the ball handler just has to make some weird ass play.
Yeah,
like I can already.
I'm just envisioning. I'm just envisioning like the Nuggets have like a big lead in one game. This is like at the Oracle Center or whatever the thing is called now. Like game like 5 or something like that. Nuggets have like a decent lead, and then the Warriors start to come back. You know, Curry hits a couple threes, Clay hits a couple threes. They're like down like 3 with like 2 minutes left. Then Gary Payton gets a steal, brings it up. Steph Curry hits a 3. The crowd goes crazy, and then Gary Payton just has a stupid like look on his face that he just always has. Like anytime he like dunks the ball, he's like, and then he just like
just no emotion.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like a
Zero
stupid
emotion.
like look. I mean, just the way he looks is just kind of annoying.
I'm
envisioning that.
This series, if Denver is able to win 2 games in this series, I would be shocked.
Oh, I would be shocked.
And
I really would be shocked.
Jokic, as much as both of us, like we just praised him so much, and
I know, but
as good as we think he is, there's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
And if the Warriors are smart, which they are, they have a tremendous coaching staff, and they have extremely smart players. They're not going to let him do whatever he wants. They're not going to do that. And
like,
obviously the Nuggets know that.
Jokic can carry these games through like the regular season. To where like one player can literally win a game. Playoffs, that's just a different like animal.
Yeah, it's yeah, and we saw it in the Sun series. Like when MPJ was hurt in that Sun series too. I feel like a lot of people don't know that or didn't realize that, but he was injured after the first half of the first game. He wasn't fully healthy. He wasn't himself. Aaron Gordon was horrible that series. Facu and Austin Rivers, they were guarded by competent defenders in that series, so they couldn't do anything. So it was really just Jokic and Will Barton out there.
But Barton didn't even play the first 2 games.
Yeah, like he wasn't really a factor until game 3. So that's that. We saw what happened when it's just Jokic, and that's the biggest.
I think a lot of Nuggets fans and they're in for disappointment. They just believe too much in Jokic. You're the best player. Like you just, I don't know, dude. Like you saw that with just thinking football, Mahomes. You probably think just because you have Mahomes, you're going to the Super Bowl. But just because you have Jokic, you're winning this series.
Normally that is the case. We'll get into it later. With some of the other series in the Eastern Conference, I think, I think this, the Sixers have the better chance to win that series because they have the best player in that series. But it's because their teams are comparable. Raptors,
I know
Raptors and the Sixers are comparable. That's why.
Yeah, I mean the team is just so bad.
The Nuggets, they're just severely outmatched. If they're able to win this series, Nikola Jokic should go down as already an all-time great, because there's absolutely no reason this team should even be a 6 seed and 2 get out of the first round. There's no way, absolutely no way. If he's able to get out of this, I would be I
would be stunned.
The only thing left he has to do in his career to be a first ballot surefire Hall of Famer is win a championship. That's the only thing he has to do, because he could, if he does that and then retires immediately, he's getting into the Hall of Fame with that resume. There's no way.
I mean, he's already 2-time MVP.
He's a 2-time MVP. He's an Olympic silver medalist. He's the best player in franchise history. He's a Hall of Famer already, but I don't know. There's no. I just feel there's no way.
Yeah, there really isn't.
He's so
not getting the ring this year. All right, Memphis, Minnesota. This could be a fun series.
It is.
I'm picking Memphis though.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. They're just the better team over the season. But like these teams seem pretty comparable and like,
Yeah. The trash talking that's gonna go on in this series,
oh yeah,
Dylan Brooks, John Morant, Patrick Beverly. Whew, it's gonna be a spicy series. I'm excited to watch.
it's gonna be Cat trying to fit in with the trash talk. No one's gonna take him serious. Okay, I need to stop talking about Cat. Should we continue with the West?
Let's go East
Okay.
first round.
Okay, Heat Hawks. We were talking about this like kind of before the stream. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm picking the Heat because I guess they're more consistent. And Clint Capella is hurt, and John Collins is hurt. But like you look at Trae Young, you look at the rest of the team's not horrible either.
Yeah, offensively they 100% have enough. It's just defensively, how do they match up? Who's like, can Onyeka Okongwu hold his own against Bam Adebayo? I guess we'll find out. I think Bam Adebayo is like the more evolved version of Onyeka Okongwu. I think that they are very comparable play styles and comparable players. I think that they're both very good, but can he hold his own against an all-star, all-NBA player? We're going to find out. How is Trae Young going to be able to be the same player if he can't get a switch? Like, who is he going to run a pick and roll and get a switch on? Every single player in that starting lineup can switch on him and play good defense. Like, PJ Tucker can switch on him and play good defense. Like, Duncan Robinson, I guess, is the only guy who you would look at and be like, yeah, I can switch on to him. But still, like, it's hard. It's hard to see. I think it's hard to see the Hawks winning because of how good Miami's defense is, especially in a playoff setting. But it's going to be very entertaining to watch because Trae Young clearly over the past few seasons has shown that he is absolutely built for these moments.
Yeah, and no one. Like, it seems like everyone hates the Heat. Like,
I don't know if everyone hates them, but no one respects them.
For sure. That, yeah. Like they just think they're frauds or whatever, and they very well could be. But yeah, I do have the Heat winning that. Sixers Raptors. I know you just talked about Sixers best player in the series. I'm picking the Raptors. It's because all their length and everything. They give Embiid trouble. They force Embiid into being a playmaker. Can you trust James Harden with the way he's been playing recently? And you look at the playoff history, I can't say yes to that. Matisse Thybulle out for half the series. I'm picking the Raptors.
I said all that about Embiid, and I also have Toronto winning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I said that, like, I think they have a better shot at winning the series because they have probably the two best players in that series with Harden and Embiid. But, can you trust Harden with how he's been playing lately? Like you said, I don't think you can, especially with how he's played in the postseason the last, 3 seasons. He has not really lived up to expectations. And I like Toronto's length is insane. I think that they're going to win all their home games because they don't have anybody to guard Gary Trent or Fred VanVleet. Like, you just don't have the capabilities to do that. So I think Toronto has a really good shot at winning this series. They do guard Embiid extremely well. Nick Nurse is a defensive genius. He just knows how to shut off any good player. It was hilarious. You look at Jalen Green, he ended the year on an absolute tear. And he was going 30, 25, 30, 35. And then there's just this one game against Toronto where he had 8 points. And then the next game he has 41. And it's just hilarious. Like, if you're on a roll, Nick Nurse will find a way to shut you down.
He does not care.
He will find a way to shut down your best player.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be key. But, who is going to guard Embiid on that side? Like, they don't really have a true center on that roster. So that'll be interesting to see. But they do send doubles and triples.
They do it in a team way.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Maxey's going to be key for them. If Tyrese Maxey can play, if he can average over 20 points a game in this series, I think that Philadelphia has a really good shot to win. I just think Toronto, the home game thing, without Matisse Thybulle, Philadelphia's defense is not good.
Yeah. All right. So I think we have all the same picks, right? So far,
yeah.
Bulls, Bucks. I feel like this one won't change.
Mhm.
The Bucks.
Yeah, I think they're gonna sweep them.
Yeah, yeah, I do too. Um, yeah,
I don't know how much we else have to say about it.
I
It's
know.
probably just
I'm trying to
another
like
game.
kind of hurry this up too.
Yeah,
Celtics, Nets. I have the Nets in this. As much as I love the Celtics because I really do like the Celtics. What?
yeah, I have the Nets too.
Okay. Damn. Because I do like the Celtics, but it's like, yeah, that Rob Williams thing does play a factor.
They said he could play in the game. I don't know how because he tore his meniscus like
In
2 weeks
game
ago. But
one.
yeah,
Oh,
which would
jeez.
be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Isn't Ben Simmons coming back 4 through
yeah, he's
6?
aiming for like game 3 or 4. I think
Yeah.
if he comes back and he is like Ben Simmons, Brooklyn is easy. I think they easily win this series because they have like a true defender to guard Brown or Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also have the Nets. Like you, I really like Boston. I think they should have a chance to win the series, but I mean, I just can't bet against KD and Kyrie.
I know. Yeah.
And I think that I think that without a true big man in there, like the way that Brooklyn plays, I mean, against Cleveland in the play-in game, that pick and roll with Kyrie and Bruce Brown setting the screen, like you have to hedge up and double
Mm-hmm.
KD and Kyrie, like you have to, and that just leaves it going 3-on-2 defensively.
Bruce Brown is just a perfect playmaker in there
Yeah,
too.
so I just feel like that action is going to be tough. Boston is the best defensive team in the NBA, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. But I got Brooklyn. Like I
This
just
would
think
be
that
really fun, like Tatum and KD going toe to toe.
yeah, this is going to be offensively. It's going to be such like a ridiculous series to watch. The tough shot making in this series is going to be
Yeah, it is.
insane.
But okay, we have all the same picks.
Mhm.
Probably not going to change right now as we go back to the West because we both got the Suns winning. I feel like
Yep.
against the Jazz, this probably a sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Suns I think could like win their first 8 games here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the Pelicans steal one because I think the Pelicans are like better than the Jazz.
I think the Pelicans also match up a lot better. They have
Yeah,
like legit wings who are
Yeah.
like two. They have 2 backcourt guys in their starting lineup who can get their own shot. Jazz
Mhm.
only have 1.
right. I just think it's. I don't know. I just Suns are just that much better. So yeah, Suns beating the Jazz, Warriors, Grizzlies. I have the Warriors in this. You probably do too.
Same. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Memphis is gonna have sort of a 2018-19 Nuggets run. Like they're a good team, but in these, in clutch moments against a team like Golden State, an experienced team, a veteran team, they're just gonna make some young player mistakes. I mean, their average age is like 24 years old. Like their oldest player is Kyle Anderson, and he's like 29. So like they are so young. Their coach is young. Their coach hasn't been in these positions. They don't have like a true vet who's been in these positions. Like Steven Adams is like the one guy who's like been far in the playoffs.
Right.
So I think that they're just gonna have some rookie moments.
Yeah.
and some just,
I think the Warriors
moments.
are just really good too.
Yeah, I think the Warriors are extremely good. I think they're gonna knock a lot of that rust off. Like they've only Clay, Steph, and Draymond have only played 11 total minutes together this season. And really the past 2 seasons because Clay didn't even play last season. So they played
Of course
11
now
total minutes.
when they get the Nuggets, they're all of them play.
True Nug life right there. But I think they're gonna knock that rust off against us, and then they'll be in kind of full swing, full go mode against Memphis.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun series to watch. Memphis is very good. They're gonna have home court. That definitely plays a factor because Memphis's home crowd is really, really good. But I think Golden State wins.
I feel like this is where things could change here on the East. Heat Raptors. I don't know. Maybe it won't even change. I have the Raptors in this.
I got the Heat.
You have the Heat.
Finally.
All right.
First change.
Yeah. I'm just riding the Raptors like wave here. I just think they're a well-built team with. I just love the teams with a ton of wings, like the Clippers. The teams with a ton of wings are just so hard to to deal with.
Yeah. No, they are impossible to guard, really. Like when they're all shooting well from three, like how do you guard that? And how do you like play offense against that? Because they're all switchable, they're all long, they block everything, they rebound
and thinking about Bam too, you know, Bam's only like 6'9".
Yeah.
So there's not going to be like a height like disadvantage.
Yeah, there's not going to be a true big man in there to punish the Raptors' lack of size, really. It's going to be evenly matched. I got Miami because I think they have more talent than Toronto does. I think Toronto has the best player in the series. I think Siakam's the best player in that series, but I think overall Miami is a better team. Coaching wise, this is going to be very, very fun to watch. Spoelstra and Nick Nurse going at it in matchups and adjustments. That'll be fun to watch. I also think Miami's bench is a little better. I think Tyler Hero is really good. I don't think Toronto really has a defender who can, off the bench especially, who can check him. So he's going to be key in that. Yeah, I think talent-wise, I think Miami's got that.
True. Bucks, Nets. I got the Nets. I'm thinking the Nets are, especially with Ben Simmons, because when that Ben Simmons trade went down, I did think that they were, gonna go to the finals. And here we are. Ben Simmons is gonna play in the first round, so I'm kind of not hoping, but I'm projecting that he's gonna be playing well here in the second round. And I think the Nets team, if Ben Simmons does what he does and just plays defense and play makes, I think the Nets have everything you need. So I've got them beating the Bucks.
No, you are 100% right. They do have everything you need for a championship team. But I have the Bucks winning. I did kind of forget about Ben Simmons. I thought about Ben Simmons in the first round, but I forgot about it in the second round matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that Milwaukee wins. I think Giannis.
When all those three play together, they're
incredible. They're an incredible team. I think Ben Simmons, obviously, you would probably put him on Chris Middleton, but then who's guarding Drew Holiday, who's having a career offensive season? And the bigger question is who's guarding Giannis still? Last season was Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin has not been good this season. Are you comfortable putting Andre Drummond on him? Are you comfortable putting Nick Claxton on him? Are you comfortable putting KD on him? Who is guarding that matchup? I think Milwaukee is the much better defensive team overall. They have a lot better defenders. They win the size matchup. Giannis and Brook Lopez down low, I think they're going to out rebound Brooklyn a lot. Also, what happened to LaMarcus Aldridge? Is he good?
Oh yeah, what the heck?
Because I haven't seen him play. I haven't seen him play in so long, and he was playing really well this season. Did his heart thing come back up, or is he just injured? Because he would be pretty key off the bench. Him and Bobby Portis would be a very, very fun matchup to watch.
He's just out of the rotation, is what it says.
Huh.
Just remains on outside looking in on Nets rotation. I guess the lack of speed, mobility, and athleticism is what is not getting him to play. So he's healthy. He's just out of the rotation.
That's weird. I mean, I understand it because Nick Claxton is very good, and defensively you need that.
Drummond's played well.
Drummond's played really well since he's been there. LaMarcus Aldridge was playing very well offensively.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think I still think Brooklyn wins. Milwaukee wins. I just think Milwaukee's bench is much better than Brooklyn's. Brooklyn has a huge lack of depth.
I mean, I'm also just thinking did Kyrie even play? I'm trying to think. Did he even play in the series last year?
He played in the first two games, and he got injured in the third.
Oh, okay.
And he missed the entire game.
Okay. Because I was thinking I don't remember a single Kyrie moment.
Yeah, he got injured. He got injured. Then Harden got injured in the first round against Boston, and he came back in Game 5. But he didn't
even really do anything.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I'm thinking that because they took him to 7.
Yeah, with basically just KD.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you add Kyrie, you add Simmons, Yeah,
That's going to be a really good series if that does happen, which
Yeah.
is a toss up because Boston and Brooklyn is going to be a really good series too.
yeah.
If that does happen, that'll be. I mean, because last year's series was already incredible, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
All right. I really want to hurry this. I'm getting
Okay, yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 1 a.m.
Suns, Warriors. Yeah, I know. I'm picking the Suns in the series.
Yeah,
Against
me
the
too.
Warriors. I mean, this could be close, but the Suns are just so good.
Yeah.
Raptors, Nets for me. I'm picking the Nets to go to the finals.
I got Heat and the Bucks. I'm going Bucks. So I got a rematch of last year's finals, Suns Bucks. That was my pick. Probably at the All-Star break is probably my pick too.
Yeah.
I got it now as well.
Suns, Nets for me. Here we go. So I'm saying this was my pick when the Simmons trade went down. I have the Brooklyn Nets winning the NBA championship.
I got Milwaukee going back to back. I think even though
I'm surprised
Phoenix,
you didn't pick Phoenix, actually.
I think even though Phoenix is a lot better this season than they were last season, I still think that Milwaukee is a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if they're a better team, but they just match up so well against Phoenix. It's once again the same question: who is guarding Giannis? I mean, Ayton got destroyed by Giannis last year, and Giannis is even better this season. He doesn't have the same limitation with the jump shot, doesn't have the same limitation at the free throw line. Since the All-Star break, he's shooting 40-ish% from mid-range, which is that's Embiid level. And he's shooting 35-36% from three, which is very good for him.
Yeah.
So he just does not have the same limitations he did last year. And last year he averaged 30 a game. So yeah, I got Milwaukee going back to back. This is the Eastern Conference especially is shaping up to be an all-time postseason. The Eastern Conference is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Almost every single series could go the other way, the way that we picked them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know that was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we going to stream after the Nuggets game tomorrow?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay. I do have this assignment, and I have to call my mom to do my taxes. I should do that before the Nuggets game, so I feel like I'll be ready. I don't know about this assignment because I'm just procrastinator, but I don't know. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let me know. We'll see if we can stream after.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone's actually made it to this point in the video.
I know.
Literally 2.5 hours long. By far our longest video, but we had a lot to get out there.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Nuggets, hopefully they do something interesting. This is the first year that I don't think either of us are expecting anything to happen.
Never know. That's I like that feeling though.
Yeah, I love it when there's no expectations.
We
talked about it before. We just I hate watching playoff basketball.
I literally hate it.
Everyone else, I love it.
It makes me hate basketball. It literally does. I'm like, why am I watching it? The NFL is just so much better. But it's would I think that if the Broncos are playing? I don't know. But basketball is just so annoying. It's it just pisses me off. But.
It makes me very angry.
But now that it's still gonna piss me off a lot. But I don't think it will as much as
the expectations are gonna be so tempered.
That
we're not gonna care as much. It was good. I like that feeling. I like going into it with no expectations. So
just sit, watch Jokic ball.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Watch Jokic cook, and then just plan for next year.
Yeah.
And that's honestly what.
If Jokic does bad, that's what's gonna piss me off.
That's the worst possible. If Jokic gets cooked,
and
we get swept, I'm gonna cry.
Jesus.
Because the narrative is gone.
Oh no. It's gonna be. Can Jokic win a championship for the Nuggets?
Yeah. Can he be the best player on a championship team?
But that's what happened with Giannis.
Yeah.
After he got
true.
Swept, right, by the Heat or lost.
It was in 5, but they basically got swept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it happens. Hopefully, I need the Nuggets to win a chip. Next year, I think everyone knew this year wasn't going to happen with the Murray injury, especially with MPJ's.
I mean, we were thinking, we're on the Chet Holmgren bandwagon.
I was looking up Paulo Banchero
Yeah.
jersey swaps already.
Literally, no, for real.
The fact that we're even here is a win on the year. Jokic's going to win MVP. Honestly, if we do get first round, it'll be good because I can just sit back, relax, watch basketball, have a good time.
I know that's actually true. Like I don't want to like 14 games of playoff games.
It's the worst.
Insufferable.
Like the bubble, like that was the most stressed I think I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was legit horrible.
Like looking back on it, I was like, oh, dude, it's such a good series. But
I
in
know,
the moment, I was like, the whole time.
Literally. Okay.
Yes. Let's end it.
Yeah.
Long episode. Thank y'all for watching. Still here.